people you just left to work with, and I will give you this respect, right? You have the people who work with you the closest just sitting there, and people talk.
Like any job.
I received that.
I
received that.
Yeah.
People that have worked corporate jobs tell me that that's normal for all of the staff to meet up covertly.
We didn't meet up.
And kick,
we didn't meet up, and it wasn't covert.
Back in.
It wasn't covert.
It wasn't covert, and we didn't meet up.
Well, that's my
They were just there.
The supervisor left the office.
True. That's plausible deniability. We was just there.
Yeah,
right. They was just there. That's true.
Okay.
That's true. I love this. Continue.
Me too.
It's like you guys are going back and forth wording it like different.
Because I want to shut up because I can't say nothing because they was there.
Okay.
I wasn't there. I can't.
Okay.
This is not my story
I
to
want to know
tell.
what happened.
I got you.
Okay, let's go.
People, Rory Moore, it was me, Rory Moore, Parks, Savon, and
Erickson.
Shout out to E, man. I ain't seen E in a minute. And people were talking about, Rory and Moore were discussing how, they were discussing the workflow. And they feeling overworked, and maybe how we could reposition how to record or just other ways around it, right? I'm gonna be honest with y'all though, I was confused why them niggas was talking to us, cause I'm like, respectfully, what am I gonna do? I'm just keeping it 1,000, but I get it though. When people have frustrations about shit, any near party you gonna get it off. I get it, but to me, I'm like, fam, we not no percentage shares and nothing here. We staff for real. But in those conversations, they were just explaining about the workflow. I guess around that time we started to pick up, right? Was Patreon introduced yet around that time?
This was the end of the Spotify deal.
This is the end of the Spotify
So there was
deal.
a lot of question marks in the building.
Gotcha.
Nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Again, as somebody who was with Joe before the Spotify deal, my perspective was, oh shit, before the Spotify deal, we didn't have much, right? We was making lemonade out of fucking lemons. It was, we was in the trenches, right?
Grind mode,
for sure.
It was grind mode before the Spotify deal. Spotify deal comes, like you said earlier, we exceeded that shit. Y'all killed it. Every single city, every single episode. There are times where I used to call Ian like, hey, Ian, you see these numbers? Ian would call Joe, and Joe would call me like, nigga, why the fuck didn't you tell me this is what it was?
Like this.
So
Yeah.
I know on like the Spotify era, shit was moving crazy.
All right, let me make my position clear about this. A few seconds ago on the last stream, I was just speaking to you guys about what I think just occurred. So I believe that Sylvester or Savon went here with some preordained things he wanted to speak about to Joe Budden. Whoever invites the guests on the show has the advantage. Reason being, they are prepared. The person sitting down don't know what angle you coming from. So when you sit in one of these chairs, you need to have your shield, you need to have your shield and your arrow. You need to be in a position to be able to catch one and throw one. Because you never know what happens when you sit in this chair. The reason I identify that is Joe Budden, if we rewind it, which I won't waste your time, I'll just tell you what happened. Joe Budden sat there and he asked Joe Budden a question. He said, yo, it wasn't a secret meeting. What it was Joe decided to leave early. Joe Budden batted that down because in communication, you must pay attention to how things are framed. I'm telling you, it's millions of dollars on the line for this right here. This is not one of those things. This is millions of dollars on the line for talking. So you need to pay attention when people are communicating. When you see me slack off or act like, boy, you better know I'm playing boy, you better pay attention. Pay close attention. You hear me? Joe knew that if I can get him off of that, because everything Sylvester had was predicated on that being accepted as law, that being accepted as truth, that Joe decided to leave. So if I knock you off of that, now it's just thoughts against thoughts because your notes is out the window. Because all the notes you have are based on that premise, which is where you started. And this is why I think it's the premise, because you started there. Where it wasn't that this was the situation and he was going to build that out. But Joe cut into that and then he rambled and he rambled and he rambled and he rambled because he didn't know, damn, where am I at now? What the fuck am I doing now? And this is communication talk. This is communication talk, right? And I'm going to say exactly what I want to say. And y'all gonna feel how y'all wanna feel about it. And I'm okay with both those. But what I know is this. We gotta leave something in these conversations. Whether people get something from me or they get something from y'all. Leave something. Leave something for the youngsters in these conversations as we digest this business. As we digest these breakups. Don't just be messy. Leave something for the youngsters out of this where we can understand how to light the way. Where niggas can know how to do a podcast or content creating or get with their homeboys. How do I not make the mistakes Joe made? That Bree Marshall and Fred made? That all these different black men tend to make. Countless times when they get in these circumstances to which I'm the prototype of these wars that's being played on the field, buddy. It's the reason I didn't come in with a co-host. I'm the prototype of what they done to it. So I ain't saying it because I'm watching. I'm participating. I'm telling you what's going on. I believe Joe Budden to be in this room right here knowing he's sitting with the niggas who claim to be overworked and underpaid. I don't never believe it was Rory and Maul coming to scream, man, about being underworking, underpaid, or overworking. It wasn't now. I believe you looking at the overworking, underpaid. And on top of that, I believe Joe to know, nigga, I'm sitting in here with the niggas that sparked the fire. And stayed. They thought they were going to stay to watch the building burn. You know how a nigga steal something from you and look in the house with you? Man, I ain't saw it, boy. I'm going to stay here all night with you, family. Family. Niggas knowing they running trick plays. And it ain't because they bad people. They just desperate. They come from little to nothing. See what I'm saying? They ain't had no hustle. They had to be placed in position. This is why I tell y'all it's different about Loon. This, what you dealing with Loon, is a created shot. It is not an assist. There's people involved, but those people will tell you I've been dribbling down here myself, shaking niggas the whole time. I just need them to, just give me the ball here and there, and I'll take it from there. But you got to create, when I say create a shot, I don't mean done it by myself either. You can create a shot with the help of others. You can create a shot by the plan that's ran. You can create a shot by the game plan in place, by the defense in place. It's a whole bunch of shit you can create and craft a shot. Boy, listen, boy, pay attention, boy. This ain't that low level shit. That's why I don't even do it for free. I'm really supposed to be behind the wall with the Patreon folk. But they gave me permission to come out and fuck with y'all one time because they said, Loon, you giving it to them, man. You gotta let these folks. You gotta let these folks hear you, bro. Let me see. What do I gotta do, man? The title went. All right. Now, again, I believe that Joe Budden knows he's sitting in there with the niggas that said that they was overworked and underpaid. This is why he was on defense. This is why when Savon, this is why when Savon said to him, yo, you wanted to leave, he batted that down. Now pay attention. Picture me coming to the screen, man. Picture me coming to the nigga that cut the yard, man. The boy important too. Now, I ain't putting no shame on it because I need scream, man. But I'm talking about when you go to talking about, these are boss conversations, man. You can have them now because y'all finally got something worth having. But boy, in this time, you was a nigga that worked the screen. And you telling me the nigga who owned 20% of the house come to the nigga who worked the screen? I'm saying this what you telling me. I'm the only, listen, brother, I'm probably the only podcaster. This is what I'm saying. All this qualified talk go out the window. I'm probably the only podcaster that spoke to Rory and Maul. Right? This an OG call, brother. This ain't one of them. This big Loon in the flesh. Yo, boy, I'm live streaming one time for my people that I'm supposed to be behind the wall with my folks in Patreon, but I'm fucking with y'all because y'all fuck with me. But boy, I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of money being made on this podcast game, this content creation game. Boy, when you sit down, you better be sharp. You don't see Joe and them sit down. Them niggas is sharp. Charlemagne is sharp. Nigga, you sit down, you got to be sharp. And I'm going to talk to y'all later about this Dr. Umar thing and something I'm disappointed in that happened. But right now, we on Joe Budden and Scream Man and Savon.
That particular moment with the meeting, the quote unquote meeting, there was a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know what was coming next. As the crew, as production. I don't know your internal conversations with Rory and Maul, but from my perspective, I'm looking at, oh wait, this nigga Joe is about to go crazy because I know what they saying about Joe Rogan. And I know what we just did for Spotify. I know what it was a different perception from my point of view. But I can say that quote unquote meeting, it wasn't a meeting to try to convolute around Joe Budden. Like it was Joe left, we talked, niggas was tight because some people, myself, I felt overworked and underpaid at certain points. But I think a lot of employees.
There we go. See all that rigmarole he took a nigga. That's how you know you talking to somebody you scared of. Cause you can't just say, man, I'm the nigga that thought. I'm gonna be real with you, Joe. I felt like we were overworking, underpaid. And so I pulled Rory and them to the side. Me and Scream Man and a couple other people, we were talking to Parks. We really were whining the Parks every day. But Parks come in there with his bulletproof vest on. He know the pool guy in the yard, man, they complaining. Man, listen, man, and I'm not saying this to disrespect these guys. What I'm saying is there's power in this subdivision in hip hop that we're growing in this media subdivision. And everybody got a role to play, right? You may be the guy that you got a foundation on the lot. You may be the guy that take care of the grass or, man, as long as you in here, you making money. And it's a blessing to even be in this neighborhood. It's a blessing to live in this neighborhood in any capacity, man, to be making money off your thoughts and ideas. It is a blessing to be in this neighborhood, homeboy. So don't take what I'm saying as a slight. Take it as information and digest it and let it sizzle in your spirit, like homeboy say. But he did all that dancing around the topics, eating around the pussy. He did all that eating around the pussy. When he was really just saying, I'm the one felt underpaid, overworking, underpaid. Man, I'm going to just say it at the end after I say all this about Rory and Maul now, because I don't see them coming at him. And maybe they did. But if they did, I say that's a mistake. And I talked to both of them, and now one of their conversations led to me of that. It was always that those guys, and if you pay attention to what he just said, and we freestyling today, y'all. If you pay attention to what he just said, what did he say? Yo, Joe about to go crazy. I just saw what they did with Rogan. I just saw what they did with this person. So he counting them pockets. What he's saying is we got a bag coming. And Joe pulled a 52 fake out. Fake out Spotify deal. Take the Patreon deal. Backdoor Patreon deal. So everybody was at home boo-hooing and crying except Joe because he supplemented with the Patreon deal. He might didn't get the big bag, but he went home with something while everybody else just said, man, ain't this a bitch? We just thought we had a big payday coming. Here go the disappointment. Here's where the disappointment lies at. Because your team saw you eating steak while they were eating noodles. They saw the Patreon 52 fake out. You see what I'm saying? They saw a nigga go from 52 fake out. We're on Patreon, but don't know we ain't took no deal. I took a position at Patreon. And that position at Patreon got me a bag. Ain't got nothing to do with the podcast. We just happen to be recording more. This how we gonna make more money. Now, granted, Rory and Maul was paid a pretty penny at that point. You dig what I'm saying? And they was in a position to be doing the percentile thing, which is a great position because if it keep going up, but what they saying is the percentage didn't mean nothing, Loon, because the percentage we had on paper, he wasn't paying us. He was whooping us. He was pencil whooping us. You hear this nigga here talking about what the opportunities he had and this and that. Pay attention to this conversation.
Yourself, get out the way.
No, I tell you, it's called accountability.
Got to.
It's called the look at this nigga. Yo, you gotta watch Joe, bro.
I know.
You gotta take accountability. I felt.
He was like, he talked a lot in that meeting apparently.
No, for sure, Reggie.
That's what he just said.
But wait, they all did. They all did.
He's like, I had
They had a
complaints.
blast while I'm out with Roller Coaster. Yo, they fucked my whole night up.
Wait, I have a question. How did you find out about this meeting though?
Oh.
Well, Reggie, go. No, you go.
No, I'm
I
just
love it.
asking. How did you find out about the meeting anyway?
Well,
You want me to say it?
Since it wasn't a secret meeting, why was it such a big? Nobody hit me about the content of the meeting.
Right. But
Everyone's like,
talk about.
I don't know what's happening.
nah, but see, again, back to
Since it wasn't a secret meeting, like why didn't anybody hit me to tell me like, yo, it's meeting time. Or,
Yeah.
yo, we just had a meeting. This is what we discussed.
Yeah, guys.
Yo, a few of us is frustrated by. If it wasn't a secret, then why nobody tell me?
Well, going back to what Alex said, like from
We just the
out,
staff.
yeah.
We just the staff.
you gotta know, nigga. I gotta know, like you.
Big Reg. They just the staff.
We just
They're just staff. They're just there.
That's true.
and in your meetings, we've never had meetings with you
Parks
involved at
told
that
me.
time.
Park.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm still who snitched. Like,
Yeah, Parks told me, or he told Ian, and Ian told me. I don't remember how it went now, but I got it from there. Oh, Parks told me. He never told me what it was. He never told me what anybody said.
but he was in the meeting too, so I don't know.
But he said, buddy,
They're plotting.
you might want to make some calls.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So why
okay.
they so mad at Paul?
I
That's not
can't-
that bad.
I'm sure there's a plethora of reasons why niggas are mad at it.
Hey, let me respond to this. This wasn't about gross and net because it was gross what they net. These niggas was making money hand over fist. This was not about gross and net and somebody having a misunderstanding. They couldn't get the numbers they were looking for. This is what I was told. I'm the only podcaster that I believe spoke to both of them. So I'm telling you based on my perspective.
I get it. Everybody has their own
At
relationships
Parks.
with each other. Sure.
Yeah, but you know, in people brain, I won't speak for them, but in people brain, maybe they felt like Parks was one way in this meeting and one way around me.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't like how Parks went about some of them breakup episodes. I receive all that. That wasn't a good time for none of us. I didn't go about it the greatest, but yeah, that's how I found out.
Okay.
When you found out, what was your initial thoughts, feelings at that time?
I don't even really think I took too much time to process that. I just got right into action mode. I felt like I was having so many behind the scenes talks with Rory at the time. Like at that point, me and him done been to three therapy.
And here's another reinforcement to that point I made. This is credence that why would they come to say Vaughn and Scream, man, about that? Man, we already having talks with this dude about this money. To the point we in therapy, he trying to explain that it ain't like that. Let's save the friendship. Because in their opinion, they couldn't get access to the numbers. Whether that meant they made less money. Them folks told me that they would have been okay making less money if it was transparency. But they couldn't get it. For years they were asking. Nonetheless, because I don't know the business and I ain't saw the contracts, I just spoke to both of them. I'm dealing with supreme game, high level game. So I see things that ain't spoke about. I read mannerisms. I deal with atmosphere. I understand background. I do history. I understand backstory. I have a cognitive ability to continue to understand the things that are being spoke about and the communication of the people that's making the content. So I continue to be high level with this thing right here. But if you don't pay attention to it, it'll flow right by you. Pay attention.
Yeah.
We done fucking like I felt like I put in a lot of time into at least making sure that he understood whatever was on my brain. So by the time that meeting happened, I kind of felt like it was fuckery from him in that moment. Because I feel like he was the person that should have had some of the answers to some of the questions that were raised at this meeting. Because I done met up with him a million fucking times.
Gotcha.
We done been to hookah spots. We done been to On View. We done ran over here. Like, me and him tried to save this thing. We did. So by the time he went and had that meeting, I was like, you know what?
Oh, okay.
Hence my confusion, because at the time I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, more Rory, I understand it, but y'all not having these conversations with Joe? Like no one here is having.
Nobody ever spoke to me.
That didn't make sense, bro. This is what I'm saying. Y'all got to pay attention, bro. Like, the dude just said that him and Rory was in therapy to try to save the show. Why would they be saving the show if there's no problems? And why would they come to the pool man, the screen man, about the problems? What I believe is that they spoke with Rory and Mal. They tried to frame that as a secret meeting, as leverage to Joe or leverage to Parks, to some kind of way get that back up the chain to Joe, that these boys are feeling overworked and underpaid. But there was some unintentional consequences of that little low-level game that these college boys are running. This is what I'm saying. They out their league, man, in this kind of atmosphere, man. This high-level thinking, this atmosphere, man, y'all do good at taking tests and reading books. And we need y'all in society to do that. But, boy, problem solving, we got to call in a problem solver. These guys don't have the nuts. They ain't got the balls up under them to pull Joe to the side respectfully. Let me holler at you, player. You know I love working with you, but there's some things that's been on my chest that's affecting me. And I think I got to get it out. There's a way to have those conversations, but what I believe is that they was going to use that little conversation they had with Rory and Mal and all of this as leverage to try to get more money some kind of way, because they felt like, yo, you just got more money from Patreon and we're about to be recording to fulfill whatever obligation you have there. We need to probably see some more paper. Joe probably was being told at that time, listen, we forecasting that we're going to do this much, but we got to get the money in our hand before we can really pass it out to people like Screen Man. And so what I believe is that they left that conversation, Savon and Screen Man, got that information back to Joe, and that ruined the relationship. Because of that secret meeting, Joe felt betrayed. It's like, yo, we talk twice a week in therapy. Why wouldn't you come talk to me about this kind of atmosphere? That's if you take him at his word, right? And so I'm taking him at his word that they were working through the process, and I can only imagine that me and somebody's working through something, and then there's another fire that they started over there, and they're saying they started another fire about what? You get in this business, people will tell you, well, the contract really doesn't state that. See, they over there in that area, Joe and them. They done took their business, him, Rory, Mal, they done dragged that shit over in the fine print area. Parks, Rory, Mal, they dragged that Joe Budden last podcast shit. It got out of creative content, chemistry, camaraderie. They dragged that shit all the way over here in the fine print of the contract area, where you got to deal with the particulars. And here go two guys that probably wasn't even under contract that done started the fire. That's my opinion.
I didn't make myself the easiest to speak to.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Like, who knows? I'm not just putting it all on somebody else.
No.
But nobody knew what was going on then, really. Nobody knew how to handle it.
You feel like the therapy sessions were working, or was it like just something to do?
No, definitely not just something
Let's
to do.
skip through some of this.
But I mean, at that point, it wasn't even about trying to save that iteration of the pod. At that point, you're trying to save a friendship.
Yeah.
Right? Like, fuck whether you work here again or not. Can we get past whatever hurdle we got just personally? That's where it was then.
Was it a collective, let's save the friendship, or was it individual? Meaning, Was it, all right, I'm going to therapy with Rory, so I'm focused on that friendship. Maybe I'm neglecting the mall one. Or was it a conscious effort to be like, let me make sure I kind of salvage both of these friendships? Because I think it's clear, it's documented. You and Maul were friends, you know.
You know, one thing I know about this podcast game, man, it shit gets spooky. This shit here gets spooky, man. What y'all think? I believe that Rory and Ma understood a couple of things. I think that they looked at the situation and said, our percentage is our percentage. And although we're making a lot of money, we may be missing out on money. And maybe they will advise that somewhat. Like, yo, you guys are I know you making that much, but bro, y'all missing out on money. I guarantee it. Audit him. Audit this guy. Audit this guy. You know? Y'all give me a second. I'm trying to see what this other video is of the of this academic streamer shit. Y'all give me a moment, dog. I got y'all. We got a lot to talk about, man. What y'all want to talk about today? Y'all give me some shit to talk about. I got some shit on my list. We also and we'll revisit some of this because I got some, you know, about the Joe Budden fight thing. I think we can talk about that. I never really spoke about, you know, the Dr. Umar thing. I want to address something about that. I got some really interesting topics that I need to speak about. Because people don't really know what happens behind the scenes, and motherfuckers just be talking, man. You know, I was seeing people. I'm trying to figure out, is this it? All right, let's watch this. Let's watch this, y'all. I believe this it right here.
And that's what all y'all little streaming niggas gonna get.
Let me see. I think it should be one longer than that. Y'all bear with me, man. Y'all know I don't be streaming, so y'all know when I get to cooking, though, I'm gonna be cooking, though. I'm finna get to cooking. Y'all know what's going on with me. Somebody send me a link to that shit.
Before I can find anywhere else. I do have a lot to say about the Joe Budden shit.
Yeah, I got that.
The LCBO while the van was open. One male carrying a fire. Get to the place where the car is to go shoot these niggas' head off.
And like, you know, yeah, like they're probably like, yo.
This is what I want y'all to know, right? If y'all are on my Patreon, then y'all already know I've been telling y'all that the streamer guys are gonna be a bigger target than the rap guys. Because the rap guys, they keep 60, 70 niggas with them to keep a little, you know, force field around them. They keep people around that might, you don't know who might be with a rapper. It might be a murderer. It might be a nigga that a knockout artist. Man, with a stream usually ain't nothing but a cameraman and a couple of more streamers. So if you catch a streamer with some jewelry, boy, this kind of lick right here, what they call sweet lick in the hood. Boy, these right here, so they become targets instantly. See, they don't understand that stunting on the rappers ain't gonna do nothing. But when people like Drake say these streamers getting more money than all the rappers, yeah, it bring the bitches, but it bring the haters too. It bring the niggas that say, oh, they getting money like the rappers. Oh, man, I be seeing them little nigga walking around down in Miami, too. I be seeing them nigga with the little cameraman, with the one security guard. Here go another myth I need you streamers and internet gurus to understand. That little 1 or 2 security guard gonna hand you over when the right people walk up, man. That boy got a family to go home to. The only person ain't gonna hand you over is Kane. That big old nigga be with the baby gonna try to knock out. He gonna try to knock out anything you bring his way. But the rest of these little security dudes y'all having with y'all, man, these folk gonna hand y'all over, man. If you ain't got Navy SEAL or something, man, that's prepared to go wherever, man, these folk gonna hand y'all over for that little 500 or 1,000. Man, hey, man, this done got serious. They done, you feel me? So what happens is they talk so loud on this internet because they think, when I show up in your city, I'm going to have me 1 or 2 security, maybe 1 or 2 police officers. But they ain't checking the crime rate. They ain't checking the crime rate. They ain't seeing what's happening. I believe them dudes to be lost, dog. I don't think they seeing that people is crashing out, my boy. People doing some strange things nowadays. Pay attention. Oh, let me lay the framework. So, this streaming guy got robbed. I think his name is Annoying TV and another dude named Cap TV. Both these guys are high priority streamer guys. They got jewelry, watches, and all that. I don't think they talk gangster, but they out there playing with the gangsters. When you got jewelry on, you playing gangster. That's why white people don't wear jewelry. You ain't finna see no white boy push up like this right here. It don't make sense for the white boy. I don't know what to do when they come for that kind of shit. I know when to not wear mine, when to wear mine, when to have my gun, when to have my hand on the trigger. If you don't know all that kind of shit, you need not because you playing with the gangsters. When that little shit around your neck and feed little boy and them for a while. And it's a sweet lick. So it's understanding they ain't moving with. They go put the rapper kit on and get lost in it. They go put the rapper kit on and they immediately get lost. So these 2 guys end up getting robbed out in Canada. Shout out Canada. Shout out these streaming dudes too, right? I don't want to see harm to none of these guys. I just need to equip them with some kind of information to operate with. You guys are doing low level shit. Shit that gets you caught easy, right? You got to make it hard for the killers. Got to make it hard when you're worth something. It got to look unnecessary when you're worth something. Right? So these dudes got robbed. Akademiks pops out, says he's Jay Prince of the internet because he got the chain back. I think he caught a clout demon. He didn't even understand what position he put himself in. So he went up on his page that I think had 4 or 5 million followers with a piece of stolen jewelry and professed and claimed that he was the person to get a piece of stolen jewelry that was involved in a robbery back just for the sake of the image. See, I keep telling y'all this shit ain't about money. Everybody want to protect their image. Everybody want to, you dig? He know he ain't tough as the rapper, but you streaming niggas better know I'm tough. Or I'm at least tougher than y'all, or at least got connections y'all ain't got. That's why you gonna hear these young boys try to wave him off. Because they peeping the game. He trying to big dog him like Jay Prince and the NBA Saints. He trying to big dog a nigga. And they seeing that, so they pushing back on him. But they went sucker. They went and told the police. So now the police involved. Now Akademiks got the chain. Now we involved in a situation where they finally speak with each other. Let's pay attention to the context.
Yo, this like backdoor me.
That's crazy.
Yo, Friday.
man.
Yo, Friday.
Man.
How you gonna have the info about this shit and not send it to me? That's foul.
But gang, I ain't gonna lie, Act. Can I be 100 with you, Act? Let me
What?
be 100 with you, Act.
Go ahead.
If a nigga say he don't want his chain back, that's when you leave it alone, gang.
He didn't say he don't want it back. He said he wouldn't pay for it back.
He didn't ask you to go get his chain for him. He didn't say that verbatim.
Bro, I invited both of them in a car. I'm telling you what you don't know. I said, yo, Cap, I could get your chain back. He said, oh, word? He said, I told him, I said, yo, I heard blah, 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 blah. I said, I ain't gonna lie, they fuck with me though. I think they gonna give me your chain back. And they say, yo, Ack, I ain't gonna lie. Man, if I gotta pay for my shit, I don't want it back. And I say, you don't gotta pay for it. They said, all right, well, let me know. So I'm like, all right, bet. Nigga, I'm gonna get it back for you. I got you. I told Annoying, it's not Annoying's chain. So Annoying's like, yo, shit, long we gotta pay for it.
See,
yo,
here's the thing.
Annoying says, all right, if you get it back for free.
Here's the thing. Akademiks call himself doing some big homie shit. And it may not be a hater move. It may just be like, I'm big homie in this little internet space you niggas in. Move. And I think them niggas trying to wave that off. They like, nah, I ain't asked you to do that, bro. I ain't tell you to do that. Don't do that. You went and done that. But Akademiks ain't told no lie when he say they did put him in the middle of an investigation. Because he is now holding a piece of jewelry that is literally in a police investigation, saying, I got your chain, Crody, Brody. He brought a nigga on chat live, whatever. Bro, this is why you can't mix this shit. You can't mix this street shit with this streaming shit. You can't mix the street shit with the streaming shit. I know a lot of people look at me and they think that's what I'm doing. They ain't got sense enough to get out the rain, homie. This an OG call. This high level game. This ain't that. They mix the street shit with the streaming shit and you end up in the trick bag every time. You ain't got no way out the trick bag. You got street niggas on the stream talking about street shit. And they dealing with the particulars. Because I do believe that there is a space to speak about street shit. Guess why? Because we teaching street people. And there's more people that's left out in the ghettos of America than anything in the world. And so if I stop and forget and stop speaking to them, who else gonna do it? You niggas too gangster to listen. A lot of you niggas, y'all too gangster to do it. You got too many stripes to teach the little ones. Y'all niggas having too much money to light the way. Right? Y'all ain't giving nothing. Y'all just getting something. I get it. That's y'all position. But you can't mix the street shit with the streaming shit. You get this, brother. Every single time.
About to fly to Jersey, like we about to take a video with it. I was just like, bro, you can't flex with a chain that niggas came to rob you. Like, that shit don't work. Like, nigga, I was not there with y'all. Like, I could flex with it, nigga. Like, nigga, I got it back without doing nothing. You can't flex with it because you told niggas to close the door. All of a sudden,
Drove the fuck off.
all of a sudden, now I'm hearing that there was a police report filed, and now when a nigga is in the detective office at the Canadian, like, Toronto Police Department, they're like, where are we gonna find this chain at? They're gonna look on the stream and be like, oh, Akademiks got it. What? Don't know what's what. Y'all going to other people see blah blah. I said, if you got robbed, bro, go to the police. Bro, I told Annoying that too. You feel me? Now
You told Annoying that. Me and you didn't have too many conversations. Annoying being here every day, I don't.
Annoying said he wasn't. Okay. Now when I talked to you,
He wasn't.
Okay, my conversation.
He told me to get a report number.
Yeah,
He's the one who put me on.
Okay. I get y'all. Y'all had whatever. But hear what I'm gonna say to my own back. You know what you should have told me? Put like this.
What?
Put like this. I'm gonna put it in a bigger perspective. If I told niggas that I reported my car stolen, right? Mm-hmm. So now, I don't know if you ever report a car stolen. Anytime a cop fucking flash or register that car, it's listed as stolen. Mm. If I report a car stolen and my man AJ say, yo, Ack, I ain't gonna cap with you, yo, I think I see a car. I could get you it back. I'm gonna be like, yo, AJ, call the cops because I reported it stolen.
Nah, I understand that.
I
understand
reported
that.
it
Cool,
stolen. So when you tell me,
hold on, wait, but wait though, Act.
Okay.
Act, I never, ever requested you to go get you or any Toronto nigga to go get my shit. None of y'all niggas. I did not want.
No.
I never once sent y'all niggas. Yo, Act, you could do this for me. You can get that. You can put some shit. Never.
You're right. No, Cap.
Never directly asked any y'all niggas.
Cap,
you
Cap,
told
Cap.
me, hold on. You and Noy both told me when it was already emotion. You was like, yo, bro, some Toronto niggas,
Cap.
they gonna send it back to me. They gonna send it back to me. I'm like, I mean, shit, it is what it is. I'm not paying for that shit too. I don't care for. I'm not wearing it.
Yo, Cap, you all right.
Yo.
But hear what I'm saying. If I'm your mans and I'm telling you that, don't you think it's incumbent on you to say, yo, Ack, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you? The police is investigating that already. And I know you might not think that because you're thinking it's just a police report. Put it like this. If you report that you have lost or got robbed for tens of thousands of dollars, I get it. You're thinking only in the sense of insurance. They're investigating that, my nigga. There's a VOD. There is mad surveillance video. They're investigating. You ain't gotta tell them that.
I didn't have to get them shit. Niggas is telling them something. Them not even the niggas that like.
Hold on.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. They got the niggas that's flexing with the shit, bro. Not the niggas that's, you know what I'm saying?
The only thing I was just saying to you is just like, if you had told me like, yo, Ack, man, the cops looking for that shit anyway. You know what I would have said? Oh, all right. You know, the nigga who hit me, I'd be like, yo, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I understand. I understand
do anything with that chain, but send it to me.
I'm gonna be honest. I understand that, but I really, you know what I'm saying, once I only made it from an insurance standpoint, I really didn't think that shit was gonna go anywhere. To be honest, in my opinion, and that's maybe careless of me, but I really, you know what I'm saying. I didn't send you to get the check. It's not like I sent you to go get it, and I sent the cops.
Well, I think that might, again, you gotta be truthful when you talking, man. You dig? You know that you're an American that been robbed in Canada. They don't take that lightly, bro. That ain't no shit that they just gonna fan away and think like, nah, fuck that, let him rock out. Man, you got robbed, you an American. They wanted to be safe for Americans, or at least appear to be safe, and they might think you was over there on behalf of the Drake thing. Like, bro, come on now, they gonna look into that. And then y'all alleging that this shit worth 30,000, 20,000, they gonna look into that. See what I'm saying? So they get some people. Now, I think they being disingenuous. I think these guys were intentions to play police from the beginning, the same way Ack was. But Ack found out that he can get the chain back. And so he went with that move. Number one, what that does for Akademiks, and let's leave the clout off the table. You got to remember who Akademiks is in this game and what his relationships and friendships have looked like amongst the years. He's been in a circumstance and situation where he's felt like everyone that he's lended a hand to have not reciprocated that gesture. And so what happens is I believe that with that gesture from them Toronto people, it made him sleep better at night that they really do fuck with me. Cause dude don't know who fuck with him. He done started so many fires and bullshit, he don't know who is who. So when he look at these Toronto guys and they actually pull a move like that, he like, let me go on and see if they'll do that, because that's them really fucking with me. And they fuck with me. But now you done put yourself involved with something. Bro, this is transporting stolen goods across, right? This is all that bullshit. I remember in the hood, they used to steal gas. So you be in the hood, nigga pull up with the truck with the gas shit on the back. Yeah, fill you up. Hey, it's gas. Yeah, nigga stealing gas, right? Nigga, when they caught them boys stealing gas, they hit them folk with all kind of federal charges because the gas come from Texas and get all them state lines that it cross. It's interstate commerce. They hit them boys with all kind of shit. And I don't know if this applies to this, but I could imagine that if there's a robbery about a necklace, and it gets sent across seas, or not across seas, across the border. I believe that to be something that the police look at like, huh? I don't think they got jurisdiction to do anything. I'm not sure how they communicate about that, because that is an American that got robbed in Canada. It ain't like a Canadian and some Canada shit. I don't know if they communicating with the U.S. or these guys who he got on stream with him. Dig what I'm saying? They might be talking to these people.
A police report number. Niggas told me to get police report numbers so we could do this insurance shit, and that was it.
Yo, but again,
I live in the States. I guess I'm flying back to fucking Canada to testify.
Technically,
like, what are we talking about?
the moment you report something stolen or that you got robbed from it, you just needed the police report number. They're launched an investigation. Do you get what I'm saying?
I got my police report number and I left Canada.
Okay. And
gave it to Rat.
I would have wished you would have said, yo, Act, I don't really care if I get it back. I'm not paying for it. Yo.
Yeah.
Who that?
Who's in the cut, man?
Who that? Sentry here.
That was CEO Central.
Yeah. Yo, Sentry.
I want y'all to hear the other little dude. I think the other dude.
Hello, they're flexing the jewelry. You're the one saying all the rental shit. I didn't know nothing about a fucking rental. You talking about license plate. Nigga, I guess I know the fucking license plates that I rental. What are you talking about? Them niggas caught up themselves. I did what the fuck I had to do and getting a police report number.
Hey, Cap, you sound like that nigga Busty Richie, bro. Like you snitched like that nigga.
Hey, yo, Cap, look. All right, so look, Cap, hey, yo, Cap, them niggas got locked up. If it comes down to it and the cops call you to court, it's
cops have been calling me. I don't pick up the phone, gang.
You better free that.
I'm not.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
So what's y'all opinion on this? I mean, in my opinion, these dudes here play police. They supposed to play police because they police little niggas. They streamers. They ain't nobody. How you gonna handle some wax out the country? You ain't no gang banging, no street guy, nobody that's did no international hustling. Or you ain't got no, well, your bag can handle some business. Like, you could have got to put a bag and it could have figured some shit out. But I don't get this. I don't get why they expected these little niggas not to go police. But see, it's favors involved in this. Let me address this 1 second. I think this is a good topic. There's so many favors involved with this transaction about this streamer guy's chain. I think his name is Cap or Unknown or whoever it is. There's so many favors involved. There's Akademiks solidifying. These are my opinions, right? And I'm non-biased. These dudes ain't interesting enough. Period. None of them. But you got Akademiks, in my opinion, solidifying that the Toronto goons fuck with him. You got them solidifying the Akademiks that you owe us one. You got Akademiks solidifying to the streamer niggas, I'm big homie. And you got the streamer niggas solidifying the Akademiks, we don't want it. They waving off the big homie talk. So everybody in this shit trying to run game. The streamer niggas trying to run the insurance game. Akademiks trying to run the big homie game on the streamers. See what I'm saying? The Canadian niggas trying to run game on Act for a favor in his platform. You see, it's all this shit is game all the way through it, but it's all college boys and some street niggas. So it's all messy. You could just see it. It's trickery. It's all trickery. It's all on the top layer. Because you went and got a chain they didn't ask you for. And they gave you a chain you didn't ask for. I mean, damn, do I gotta be the nigga that, hey, yo, bro, I can't be the only one out there. Is this thing on? Am I the only one out there? It doesn't make sense, bro. Everybody in this shit, and that's because this industry's so fake, so it got you searching for something real to happen. You see what I'm saying? The industry's so fake, dog. You don't know who fuck with you, who don't, who dig what I'm saying. So everybody trying to solidify shit. And then niggas waving it off because they trying to feel like, nah, I don't feel like them streamer niggas. And let me stop saying that word. Those streamer guys, in my opinion, they trying to wave off Akademiks because they don't want to feel like they in debt with him. Or kind of like the NBA young boy Jay Prince thing.
Niggas that robbed you, yes or no?
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to Toronto. What the fuck I'm gonna go to? What the fuck I'm gonna go there for, gang?
Hey, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, chat. Y'all
wait, I don't clock. Wait, what's his name? I don't clock out. Is that who just asked me that?
Yeah.
What the fuck I'm gonna go to? What the fuck I'm gonna go to Toronto for?
You need it for the insurance claim, according to you.
Nigga, you need a police report number. I don't gotta go testify and put them niggas in jail for that. I got what the fuck I needed in the number.
Yeah, he about to get his bread so he can get another chain.
The hell are y'all talking about?
Listen, I
Yeah, that's not. That's not.
If them niggas is
that is
out
not-
of jail.
He didn't name
I know
no
you
name.
don't care 'cause you're over where
I don't
you
know
are.
no names to name. AJ, them niggas told them themselves. The fuck?
That's what I'm saying, Cap. Like, nigga, all you
I don't
do
know
is
no
just-
license plate to give them. That's
Yeah,
on camera, nigga. What the
Hold
fuck?
on, hold on.
They rob niggas on
Yo,
stream. Are y'all retarded?
Yo, Cap.
Yo, free up.
Cap, no.
I don't give a
Cap,
fuck
Cap.
what niggas names. I'm not a street nigga, so you
Yo,
come with
Cap,
whatever the fuck you
Cap,
want to
Cap.
call me. I don't give a fuck.
Cap,
Yo.
I'm hearing what you're saying, and you're partially right. The only thing I'm gonna say,
You said I should have told you. All right, cool. I agree. I should have told you. Other than that, nigga, don't act like I came to you to come get my chain, nigga, because I didn't.
I'm gonna tell you where more shit comes into the mix. You gotta realize, even if they're saying for insurance purposes, when you report a stolen item, if that item transferred from the niggas who took it to another nigga who sends it to another nigga, that person could be locked up too. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Okay, I know. I understand what you're saying now. I'm telling you,
wouldn't have been the same outcome because you thinking that the police, nigga, why you even know about some stolen shit? That's what I'm saying. If you had told me that shit, I would have been like, all right, bet. This is what we gonna do. Yo. Hey,
it would have been the same. It would have been the same. It would have been the same outcome. It would have been the same outcome, though, right? I mean, it's just you wouldn't have the chain in your hand.
No. It wouldn't have been the same outcome because you thinking that the police is done looking into this. They're not.
Nigga, I still got my report number. It would have been the same.
No, you're not
outcome.
getting what I'm saying.
These niggas still would have told on themselves. They still would have did all this dumbass shit on camera.
What I'm saying.
They still would have been
You're
posting
not getting
chain.
what I'm saying.
It would have been the same result.
The police
Whether I
is
did or did
looking
not
at
inform
this incident to see everybody who is ever connected to it because of this incident. Right? So even if, by the way, play this. I'm gonna tell you how, right? Cool. If you think it was the same outcome, all right, they locked the niggas up for stealing the chain. Where the chain at? Where's it at? Now, you can't tell where it's at. But when I think I'm getting you the chain back, I have it on stream. Yo, your chain is here. We got you. Oh, we got a stolen item. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what makes it.
Be honest, bro. That shit. What's today? That shit happened almost a month ago. From
Right. Here's the thing, too. Right. Them boys got robbed, and this is where they blur the lines. They came back and did a story time after they got robbed. Story time, robbed in L.A. or robbed in Toronto. Yo, bro, them niggas going to the police, man. Whenever somebody go to do a story time, man, them folks already got their police number, man. You doing a story time, and it was caught on camera. I should play it, but I ain't gonna play it because we got so much I want to get to. Because at some point, I'm gonna cut this off and go back behind the paywall. What's up, Patreon? I know y'all here as well. Y'all strong over there, and I love y'all. Because those on Patreon, I know for a fact want to see me win. They no longer are in the position where I look at them as just viewers. The view thing is cool. I appreciate y'all. If you like, I love you. If you appreciate me, I appreciate you. If you share, thank you so much. But that Patreon move, say, Loon, get to the next level, homie. We rocking with you. And I appreciate that with everything I got. But these dudes did a story time. How you gonna do a story time and I think you standing on business? You can't stand on business in your story.
You still trying to get that shit back, I'm gonna be honest. Me and you ain't been keeping in contact in no community. You ain't been updating me. I
told you
like,
for
nigga, me and you
a fact
don't talk.
it was coming back.
I never.
Nigga, I told you for a fact it was coming back. Annoying knew it.
Nigga, you told Annoying. Nigga, you didn't tell me. You told me, yo, I think I might be able to get your shit back. And what did I tell you? I told you I didn't really give a fuck. I told you I didn't really give a fuck. I wasn't wearing it.
You know what this looks like? It looks like Annoying is trying to do COE.
What the fuck is
you
that?
You want the chain back and the police looking for it at the same time so a nigga can get
Friday,
off online.
Friday. That's
And be like, yo, I got the chain. Look how many people are going to stream my fucking my live today.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna let niggas go, like, because at the end of the day, Rat didn't tell shit. Rat told me how police reports and insurance work. He told me to get the number. Rat didn't want cops searching for shit either.
No. Yeah. Respectfully and Cap, this is where, like, Annoying my nigga, but you being way too my nigga. That nigga told him to lock the door when you fell out of the car. Normal nigga too.
Bro. I'm not thinking it's cool.
Bro,
no. Come on.
But wait, hear what I'm saying. Let's move the conversation past that.
Nah, let's not move the conversation past that. Because I talk about this all the time in the podcast, in the regular part, and also on the Patreon exclusives. Is that you gotta have a skill set, bro, when you playing gangster and playing street or even out there with the wolves. See, you can go out in the jungle and don't know what you done got yourself into. You just happen to think, I'm the same old me. It's the same. Like, I'll give you this example. When I travel abroad, in particular, I went to the DR one time and done something. I've been to Colombia. I've been to a lot of places, but the DR in particular was a culture shock for me. Because here I am operating on America rules. Here I am thinking it's like America. People don't get to, hey, man, you better get it from around me. Hey, man, watch how y'all driving. They don't even look at it like that. Ain't no respect for space over there. These folks will get that close up on you. This before COVID. And I sat down in my villa and I told myself, I said, you know what, bro? These people come from this area over here and they don't even view life the way you view life. So you need to equip yourself with understanding over here. I was buying some green one time over there and a nigga tricked me or tried to trick me. We got to scuffling. Like I've been through all. And what I'm telling you is game being put down on every level of the world. I done it all. So I'm telling you that everywhere you go with some game being put down, this circumstance right here is clear to me. Everybody playing on each other. Akademiks playing big homie with the streamer. The streamer niggas playing insurance game. You see what I'm saying? The Canadian niggas playing on Akademiks to get his platform. So all these niggas right here is running G on each other. And this is the result of it. A nigga went and got a chain that this nigga didn't ask for and he didn't tell him to go get it. Now, why would you go get my chain or get a chain that Act didn't tell you to get? Man, I guarantee they probably told Act. They probably reached out to him. Oh, hey, we gonna get it back. They putting you in debt, nigga. That's like the fruit on your bed in jail. That's like the shit on your bed in jail. Yeah. Eat that on your bed. You in debt now. For those of y'all don't know that lingo, what'll happen is, or the stories say, you go to jail and you go in your room and it might be some commissary on there. And you might pick it up being green, don't know where you at, pick it up there. Them niggas done gave me some chips and shit, some noodles and shit. You might get down. You in debt though. Yeah, that's somebody, that's like a wedding ring in the penitentiary. You put your wedding ring on in the penitentiary. Pay attention though.
When you get the chain back, let me know. I'll fly to Jersey to do a video with the chain. What are you talking about?
Okay, he never told me that shit. I would have told his goofy ass no. I would have told his ass you're a clown.
If he told me that I told Cap privately that we're going to file a police report that this is stolen contraband, you know, I would have told that goofy nigga, you about to fly to Jersey to come take a video with me when you're potentially a victim with stolen contraband and I don't got nothing to do with none of y'all shit? Man, get your goofy ass on out of here. This is the reason why niggas get robbed. Because this ain't content no more. This ain't content, period. Nigga, me getting this chain back, me being cool with certain niggas who can make shit shake, that's not content. That's real niggas who's in real situations.
Not for anybody, nigga.
Yeah.
Real shit.
It's not content for nobody. I didn't come home and make content out of this.
I'm not saying
but you might have not been trying to make content out of it, but the nigga annoying was trying to make content out of this shit. It's not always COE. It's not always content over everything.
Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I know I didn't make no content. I'll answer any question nigga got for me. To be honest, no, I don't give a fuck about them niggas getting out of jail free. Them niggas, I don't. That's not the point of the police work for. It was for the insurance. If there's street niggas in this car to look at it different, that's cool. I don't give a fuck about street nigga. I'm a street nigga. I don't give a fuck how you look at me. That's cool.
Cap. Can I ask you a question?
What up?
And again, you and Annoying could answer this separately.
Okay. What up?
Knowing that, bro, it's not that I never asked y'all, like, do y'all want me to get it back? I said, listen, I could get it back from y'all. And y'all supposed to be cool with me. Right? I've asked y'all also before. Hold on. I've asked y'all also before, I said, why didn't y'all file a police report? At least what Annoying told me, he don't do police reports. And I told him, I said, bro, you're a streamer. Why don't, I said, all right, fuck it. So now when y'all know I'm getting the chain back, or y'all know I got the chain, right? Or whatever. Why not, like, be like, yo, Act, to keep it real, the police believe this item is stolen.
To Annoying, bro, and Annoying told you he didn't make shit.
Let me ask you a question.
I don't know what it's like. He didn't make shit, so I don't know.
Right. Here's the question. When Toronto police tonight, right? They got 4 people incarcerated. Okay. When they're looking, because they know what was stolen, and they're trying to find this chain, and they see the chain in my hand, I love Toronto. I'm gonna go back to Toronto, right? Okay. When they're looking for this chain, and the only person they see it with is in Akademiks' hand, you don't think they're like, yo, the next time this motherfucker come here, we might have to talk to him?
All right. I think we got the gist of this. It's just Akademiks got involved with that. I think it was a little premature. I don't even think he had a choice in getting involved with it. I think those other guys on the other side wanted to definitely show Akademiks that, yo, we fuck with you, or we want to, you know, extend that olive branch to get access to your platform. And we want to do it in a way that them Americans ain't. You know, we want to kind of show you some love, or, you know, when you so far away, you kind of got to treat it. Then they don't really got no leverage with him. You know, he American platform, so I think they got some ground with him. That had some gravity with him. You know, and I believe he took that opportunity to solidify that relationship with them and said, hey, this will be a great time for me to, you know, play big homie in the stream world. And so he playing on the little homie in them and saying, yo, I'm big homie in this. I got your chain back. Don't worry. You can just go to bed. I'm going to take care of it, type thing. He was so unsure because he been played on his whole career. Akademiks didn't know them Canadian niggas was really going to do that. Everybody done played on Akademiks. Everybody in his face, smile, kiki, kaka, right? And he know don't know, yeah. So he can feel that. And so what happens is, by that, oh, they really mess with me. Now, hey, yeah, I'm playing big home on y'all. I solidified that, so it's a double win. You know, and that's my feelings on it. Could be right, could be wrong. But I believe everybody to have their own opinion, right? Now, this next thing I want to talk about is D1 and Meek Mill and Rick Ross. For those of you who do not know who D1 is, I'm right with y'all, because I don't know who D1 is, right? But I do think D1 is somebody, because I done seen him go, you know, I done seen people like Kevin Gates post him, and he's someone with a positive message. And, you know, over here, we definitely appreciate that. He's a well-spoken brother. I think he's in school. I did a little research on him in these last couple of days leading up to this debacle, where I seen Meek Mill and Rick Ross go speak at. And I think, number one, these platforms to get you in a position where you don't know what side you're on. You don't know who you're speaking to in regards to, we got a job to do. So we got to talk to Rick Ross and Meek Mill. Then we got to bring in a nigga like this who gonna say that kind of shit about Rick Ross and Meek Mill. So it's a fine line they play. And I got to learn to play that line. Because for me, I don't play that line. I really don't do that. But let's pay attention to what D1 said sitting next to Sway in the morning. The legend, Sway. Let's get it.
You said it's looking like I could get your change.
Jones, you could do better, brother. I love you too much. I love you too much.
What was maybe behind it? How, like, whatever. I gave you as much info as I had, and I said, listen, I think I could.
No, we ain't on that no more. This is what we on right here.
Are you the face of prison reform? Or are you sitting here on your new song with Robbery? Jones, you could do better, brother. I love you too much. I love you too much to not be honest with you. Rick Ross, you could do better, brother. Meek Mill, you could do better, brother. I love you too much not to be honest with you. Are you the face of prison reform? Cause are you the face of prison reform? Or are you sitting here on your new song with Ross talking about getting somebody murked and shot at the red light? Which one is it, bro? Which one is it, bro? Cause I did a shoe giveaway in my city and gave out 1,300 pairs of your shoes because they said reform underneath them. And I love that you partnered with a major shoe company and you out here pushing prison reform. But now I got to sit here like, man, this man glorifying getting people killed as of a week ago. Like, what are you doing, bro? Lil Snoop really got killed. That broke your heart. You wear him around your neck. Why are you glorifying the same thing? The rap game, hip-hop industry is great at cooking up some delicious poison. I don't call you out because I got a problem with you, man. Like, I wish we could go get lunch right now, me and any of them. I love you too much. Jones, you could do better, brother.
All right. Because I understand both sides of this. A lot of y'all know that conversation about what rap has done and continues to do and how it can be used as a tool is something that needs to be examined. I speak about that. I'm loud about that. Me and 19 Keys had a debate about could Malcolm X use rap? Because in the back of my mind, I see rap as a tool, even though it's not used as one at this moment in some instances. Because if we really cast a wide net, we can find some stuff in there that's liberating. We can find some conscious music in there. We can find some things in there. What happens is we hyper focus on the people we really want to be like as it pertains to rappers, because for this gentleman to be the polar opposite, and I'm just going by his testimony, for him to be the polar opposite and for this to be the conversation, I'm just concerned. Especially in that moment to say, yo, I want to go have lunch with them. Well, what we having lunch about is work to do. Ain't no time for lunch if this rap doing what you saying is doing. That's why I say it's a tool, it's being used wrong. I just need to bring them young niggas to the gun range. It's a gun, it's being used wrong. I just got to bring them young niggas to the gun range. When I look at D1, he seemed like he's saying it's poison. You stay away from poison ivy. In the very next sentence, you say you want to have a conversation and lunch with them. For what when it's poison in they food? What will a conversation do for anybody outside of leverage brand? Outside of give a look? There's something to be said about the glorification of the criminal culture. There's a lot to be said about that. I denounce that. I speak about that. But I know the circumstances still are there. Me denouncing it don't make... You can sit at the counter, you can sit at the doctor and say, cancer no more. Cancer be gone. But if you want to survive, you might have to take chemo. You're going to have to take some medicine. You're going to have to do some treatment. You can't just wish it away. What a conversation with them gentlemen going to do for you? How can me talking to you clarify to me that you love me after you done slandered me in front of the world? That's why when I talk, it be information based. I try not to be... And they rattled my cage a little bit. They made me think I was, nah, this is information based, dog. This is me looking at the game and digesting the game. I think D1 is a great gentleman. His background comes back as someone that's really doing the work. And I can appreciate that aspect of it. But I think it's nuggets. I think in our conversation, we leave nuggets of our agenda. And God in the universe is perfect. And you know why I said that? And he knows this if he watching this, because the universe made him stutter on something he worked on. And the reason the universe made him stutter is to clarify to all high-level vibrators that he came with this intention. When you look at me now, I stumble over words. I ain't wrote nothing down. Not one thing ever have I wrote down. I just been talking to the people from the center of my soul. I get E for what I got. If that ain't enough, then leave me be. That's all I got. But he had this. He knew that this is a trigger point. This is the tipping point. Because he was going to rush into... I gave the shoes away, but he made another point and then went back into that. But that's high level game if you're paying attention. But the point that stuck out to me just about that first 45 seconds was the fact that he said, I'll have lunch with these guys. I remember I had a conversation with Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz. And I was feeling a certain way about a content creator. And they asked me, yo, let's get you in the room and have a conversation. I don't want to have a conversation with him. What I want to have a conversation about. If I believe what I'm saying to be true, and I ain't identified that I could be missing information, and as the days grow, I get more information. As the business grows, I get more information, right? I reserve the right to change my mind and tweak my opinions. I reserve that right. But I'm telling folks that what I say, if I believe what I say, if I believe them niggas to be poison, I stay away from poison. Just pay attention to this second slide.
Underneath them. And I love that you partnered with a major shoe company to not be honest with you.
There you go.
That's what it is, bro.
Yep.
And so if anybody feel bad about being called out, it's like let's talk. Let's talk about it and let's just figure out what we can do better. But at the end of the day, guess what's not changing? The word of God ain't changing.
Okay.
There's death and life in the power of the tongue, Proverbs 18 and 21. That's not changing. And trying with this foolish argument that it's just entertainment. This ain't real.
Mm-hmm.
How many more people got to die in the hood, man? How many people at the end of the day lives got to get ruined and poisoned, and how many rappers got to get killed for us to be like, come on, man? When it's hip hop, it's a whole culture, and it's implied that this is autobiographical and this is non-fiction tales that people are telling. How much does that have to happen? So don't hit me with that. People just don't want to confront the reality of this stuff, man, to not be honest with you.
All right. Again, there's nuggets in your conversation or your agenda. That goes for everybody. You can't escape your brain. You can't escape your thought process. That's why you hear him say, yo, if anybody feel bad about getting called out, here's two things I'll point out about this. And I say this with love to D1. I've been out the game for a minute dealing with these culture conversations because I've been building my brand. But now I'm like the nigga that can do this right here, dribble two ball. I'm in the gym now like this on you fucking nigga now. Oh, man, it's finna get good. But I say this respectfully to D1. Here's two things that I say I noticed these on this second clip. One being, yo, if there's a solution, then you put the solution out. Here you are on the same platform, right? Right after you do that, that's going to grab the attention. That third slide, guess what that third slide should have been? You laying down the blueprint on how to change it. Right? Because give me some credence. And if you don't got the blueprint, that's fine. If you just notice, you make an observation, that's fine. But if you don't got the blueprint and you don't got the strategy and you don't got the mission in your wheelhouse to get us out of this, then why the fuck they need to talk to you for? Why the fuck is you inviting them to come? Because again, that's the real agenda. I want to talk to you guys. At least that's what I think. And D1 had to let me understand something different than that because, again, number one, if you had the agenda on how to get us out of that, you lay it out right there on that platform because this now becomes a clip. This now becomes something that everybody calling out. And you know how I know he knows that? Because the universe is perfect and made him stumble. And that stumble told me I thought about this. I rehearsed this. Not if I rehearsed it out loud, but I knew that I was coming to make this point. I knew that. So when you come to make that point, make that next point and say, yo, I leave that to y'all, brother. I say that with love. Y'all take that information and however you can tweak that. Let's do that for the kids, brother. You ain't coming to have no conversation with me that benefit the village. I just called you niggas out to come have a conversation with me that's going to benefit the village. Somebody help me understand that. I'm waiting because in my opinion, it ain't no, all it was, and again, there's credence in the message. I want to be clear on that because my supporters know I'm one of the loudest voices that say, yo, you know, this rap thing is like a gun. We've been using it wrong. We've been pointing at each other with it the whole time. We've been using it wrong. Loon come to take the young niggas to the gun range. I come to take the game to the gun range. I'm going to show y'all what to do with that content. I mean, how to process it, how to learn from it, how to put the nuggets in it. One thing that everybody that listen to Loon say, boy, the boy dropped nuggets in that shit there, boy. Boy, the boy dropped nuggets. No, the boy ain't sleeping. See, I know it's a lot of people in these comments, in these views, and they peeking and they not speaking. They ain't saying nothing. They just showing up. Finsters and all, you bitch ass niggas on. So I know this. But if he had the opportunity to fix the problem or even a notion or even something to grab their attention or where they say, yo, let's get him in the room, man, he got a mean idea. All he said was, if somebody feel bad for being called out, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and see what we can do better. Well, what can we do better when you ain't doing what they doing? What they doing is poison. You just said they cooking up good poison. Now, how in the hell you do something with good poison? This is what I'm saying about paying attention to what people say. Now, Rick Ross responded. Rick Ross said this. Okay, here we go.
It's around the world. So when your grandma need a kidney, nigga. You could do better, Rick Raw. You could do better. I gotta see you do better. Wait. Little man, whoever you is, until you feed the kids where you from for 20 years straight. Don't question Rose. Wait. Until you buy 10,000 bikes, 10,000 trikes. Give all the young girls who pregnant Pampers for Christmas for 20 years straight. Don't question boss. You heard me, little man? Get that basket off your head so you could think clear, little man. You going viral for speaking on niggas' names, not because of your talent, not because of your gift.
We're gonna run this back, y'all.
Off of your wisdom that you sharing. You speaking on this, yeah, Meek Mill, you just, boy, you know how many niggas died this summer, they released self-destruction? It's niggas dying right now. It's gonna be niggas don't make it to see in the morning. Get that basket off your head, boy, and come together with real niggas around the world. So when your grandma need a kidney, nigga, since you wanna go viral, I'm gonna show you how to go viral, little man, but go viral feeding them kids in your hood. Go viral giving them bikes away. Go viral Christmas time. Now, don't be saying, Jim Jones just gave away goddamn 6 figures worth of clothes in his hood, and you a nigga who talking, looking vegan, knowing you eat more goddamn Piggly Wiggly bacon than any other nigga out here. Shut up. Meek Mill, you could do better. Jim Jones, you could do better. Rick Raw, you could do better. I gotta see you do better. Wait. Little man, whoever you is, until you feed the kids where you from for 20 years straight. Don't question Rose. Wait. Until you buy 10,000 bikes, 10,000 trikes. Give all the young girls who pregnant Pampers for Christmas for 20 years straight. Don't question boss. You heard me, little man? Get that basket off your head so you could think clear, little man.
So you see that's Ross response, I think this dude D1 does, help the community. I think he does deliver food and shoes and things like that. And so what I noticed though, it's easier now in 2023 going into 24, like it's easier to hide that clout chase behind the community. I'm gonna say that 2 more times for them niggas in the back. It's easy to hide that clout chase behind the community. Because niggas know if you look funny doing something, just say, man, it's about the community. This about y'all. I wore this dress so I can get this role so black folk could. You see what I'm saying? This is how you alleviate the pressure of judgment. You see? But in this circumstance, See, the community nowadays is being used for a number of things. They're using the community interest against us nowadays. Y'all give me 1 second. I got to take this call. California. All right, y'all. My bad. That's and I give y'all a quick story time. I don't know where I was at in that, but a dude ran into my house, one of my houses, with a tow truck, and that's the insurance people. So that's a situation that we gotta definitely get handled. Where were we? Somebody tell me where were we, man? My bad. Let's hear this one more time. Maybe it'll make me remember.
Don't question boss. You heard me, little man? Get that basket off your head so you could think clear, little man. You going viral for speaking on niggas' names, not because of your talent.
Oh, let me say this. Everybody in this game is serving their interest, from the rappers to everybody. So you will see, this is why, that's what I was saying. We'll get back to that. You hide the clout chase behind the community. That's where we was at. So the point I'm making about that is that it's very interesting to me that we can hide our agenda next to the community's analytics. So I'm saying, so it's almost like it's the same shit that the politicians do, man. I want y'all to know, when they get like funding for something or something like that happens, they put themselves in a situation to where they slide in a bunch of self-interest stuff. You see what I'm saying? A bunch of shit that serve their companies, and they companies we talking about when they pass something like the Patriot Act or something big, they got to go through the House. Man, it's plenty of people that sliding shit in through there. And that's the same way that in this game, people do that in regards to the clout chasing. So they'll clout chasing, long as you got the community wrapped around it. Oh, it's straight. Ain't nothing nobody can say about it. But if you ain't got the community wrapped around that clout chase, they gon' now look at that nigga clout chasing. Clout chasing. They be saying clout chasing ain't even clout chasing. So D1 is in this interesting perspective or this interesting position to where I thought I heard something. That's my bad. D1 is in this interesting position where he has to pay attention to his message because the message is pure. But you gotta start to now worry about how you being received. This is something I had to teach myself. Right? I know I'm the truth. I know I'm good at this. I know what it is. Now, the brand, I gotta figure out how is the brand being received. And that's why you see me out in the world with it. I'm out in the world touching folks, and I'm able to see exactly how the brand fits people and how people reacts to it. So let's watch D1 go and holler at the homeboy down in Atlanta. I forgot his name, man. He's a legend, though. It'll pop in, but let's pay attention. The homie B-High, that's his name. Radio Shouted.
I mean,
I'm on fire.
Ooh.
You dig?
I mean, Turk, we got another NO partner off in this thing, though,
my brother from another.
What's good with it, boss?
Man, I feel like I'm with family right now, bro.
You is.
Yeah.
I mean, D, first of all, man, I mean, speaking of family times and stuff like that, I saw my family member trending on TikTok, Instagram, and every blog site in the world.
Yes, sir.
Because you done got into it with Ricky Rose, the Ross, and Meek Mill, and everybody else. I mean, how did all of this stuff come about, sir?
Well, I love those brothers.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that you could get into it with people from loving them so much that I wanted to be honest with them. Just about the fact that they have massive platforms and they speak for millions in the black community.
All right. And I love and respect what this dude is about to say. I don't know what he's about to say, but I know he's well thought. I know he can articulate well, but let me adjust my perspective. This is what I find to be important when I do things. The ability to adjust perspective. When I hear this dude say, I love those brothers. Oh, man, that got me. Oh, man. Damn. There they go using that love word. This is the first disconnect. This to be the first when y'all come with the love shit. Love who? How? What's my name? What's my birthday? What's my child name? What's my first project, nigga? Recite 2 songs from my second album, and that still don't mean you love me. You know what love mean? You know that where we come from, you got mothers that don't love their daughters. You got fathers that don't love their sons. And you using that love word to niggas that maybe ain't never experienced love. So instantly that draw me back. Damn, he trying to trick me. The love word. That nigga doing something. What is the love thing? Why he using that word? What was that about? Nigga talking about he loved me too much not to lie to me, then slander me. And then say, let's go have lunch. And I respect his mindset because I'm preaching from the top of that mountain. You see what I'm saying? I bear witness. I stand next to these boys. And I say, bro, this rap shit like a gun. We been just shooting at. There ain't nothing wrong with the aim. Got to change the target. Jay-Z said it a long time ago. So I'm telling these young niggas, the rap shit, it ain't nothing but like a gun, nigga. We got to just take y'all young nigga to the gun range. Y'all shooting anywhere with this motherfucker. Y'all done took the rap shit and done anything with it. But I still look at it as a tool. Same way I look at my AK. Same way I look at my rifle. Dangerous thing, but it's a tool for me because I know what to do with it. And so if you ain't laid down no foundation, then what's your compensation for putting this out there? Because if it's really about the village and the community, you say, listen here, my nigga, this how you get that right. Bow, 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 bow. And that's what I've been thinking about. And I did a case study about it and fa. And this how you get that done, homie. Salute. Love y'all boys. But then you also get, and I feel D1 on this, because you also got to say, well, damn, when Meek and Ross do they roll out, do they go touch the people that's really touching the people? And sometimes you can look at that and say no, because it's self-serving. It's serving them records. We need these records. We doing favors right now. We'll get to that next round. But we doing favors right now. We damn near stopping at every radio, every something that got to do with a radio. You see, because what D1 is really trying to say is, homie, I want to have a conversation with you, man. I just want to have a conversation with you. Hold on, let me get this nigga up out of here. Y'all hold up right quick. I don't like all this kind of shit. But niggas be throwing me off, man. That's why I don't like this. That's why, you know, man, I'm like, yo, man. You dig? It's a certain kind of like, bro, I be trying to give y'all this shit, but I got shit I can be doing. Like, you know what I mean? Let's let me cook, man. Y'all do with this shit whatever y'all want to do with it, man. Just let me cook, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all boys let me get down, man. Let these folk pick some of this game up. If this ain't for you, this ain't for you. I'm talking to the little niggas. This for the little niggas anyway. This ain't even really this for the little niggas, the niggas that's at work trying to make it through, people on forklifts, niggas hustling, riding around, tired of listening to music. This for them. This ain't for everybody. All my topics don't hit everybody, people. I need to be clear with that too, man. Let me make sure I'm clear with my audience about this, because I love y'all, but y'all got to have some expectations on Loon, dog. Hey, listen, every time I speak ain't gonna be for everybody, dog. I got to hit other shit. I'm about to talk about Aiden Ross. Niggas ain't gonna like that. Dig? I'm about to talk about Neon. I'm about to talk about Sneeko. All these kind of niggas. You might not like that. But this is the vibe. This is where I'm going next. I'm going over in that world. So I gotta pick the game up. What they doing over there? So everything ain't gonna be for everybody, homie. Let me get back to what I was saying. D1 honestly just wants to have a conversation with these guys, maybe collaborate. That's his way of getting it done. With a little bit of truth in his message, with a little bit of, this is what I'm thinking. And this is how I'm feeling. And this is the consensus of a lot of people. I'm on the side of understanding the message, but my counter argument would be, rap, in my opinion, is nothing. It's just like a gun, and we just got to take these people to the gun range so they know how to use it. Because half of these things are experiences, and we'll get to that. But half of these things are just experiences. And some people lying. A lot of these niggas lying. But they pulling it from something. These niggas ain't movie directors and shit. These niggas pulling this shit from something.
So to continually use that massive platform to glorify murder and drug dealing in their music, like what I was hearing from the recent singles that just dropped, I was just like, yo, you can do better. And I said that. And I said that on Sway in the Morning. And in me saying that, what they say, a hit dog gonna holler, you know what I mean? Because I'm saying this passionately because I'm just like, it's confusing messaging to the youth when they're like, whoa. And all I'm doing is reiterating what I said on Sway. It's confusing messaging to the youth when they're like, man, Meek Mill is the face of prison reform, but Meek Mill is also talking about getting cats murked at the red.
Well, Loon is a hell of a podcaster, but if you go ask a lyric in Kanye, Loon is a father. See how they? What you mean? I can't be a rapper? See, I'm different things in different rooms. I'm the head of my house. In your house, I'm a guest. In different rooms, I'm different things, but I'm still me. See, D1 done learn how to shed some of that skin, even if he ever had it. But he got to understand that some of these individuals, and this ain't even about Meek and Ross, because I don't know what they got going on. I haven't spoke to Meek. That's my guy. We ain't spoke in a minute. Me and Ross don't have a relationship, but I'm speaking about the game. You see how this ain't about a conversation with Meek and Ross? I put the game out for the youngsters. Do with it what you may. We gonna be all right if don't nobody pull up to It's Up There podcast. You hear me? I've been on here right now for 2 hours with nobody. I ain't took no notes. We gonna be okay, homie. The vibration of my voice sends shockwaves through the ghettos, nigga. I'm saving people without even trying. I ain't even started trying yet, homie. I'm just talking. I ain't even wrote nothing down ever. But you put this game in the universe and let the universe work with it. You don't say that, denounce them niggas, and then say, come have a conversation with me. But I'm different things in different rooms. To my woman, I'm her man. But to my mother, I'm her son. Let me delete these niggas real quick. Y'all hold on. Y'all niggas can unsubscribe if you want. Nigga, I don't give a damn. Nigga, this for the little ones. Nigga, this ain't about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let me cook. This my shit. Don't nobody gotta watch this shit. They don't know. Listen, brother. And I get it's a lot of good comments. I be focusing on the bad comments because I really want a house clean. Right? For everybody that show love in the comments, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all with me. But I take my time to address the rats in my house. I take the time to put rat traps down and mouse traps. And they say I'm reactionary when they the one reacting. I'm putting game down. Nigga, I ain't reacting to a motherfucking thing. I'm in my shit doing my thing without a cosign and a nigga saying I'm react. Yo, bro, this is for y'all because I like to talk to y'all and I want the people out there to know. Everything ain't for everybody and everybody got to be cool with that. It's unfortunate, bro. But everything ain't for everybody and I got a high level of respect for taste. Maybe this ain't your taste. Maybe I'm out your league, bitch. Maybe I'm just too G for you. Let's get back to this.
Light in his new song and talking about putting a bag on people's head and all that. And when Ross is doing the same thing, it's confusing, you know? And it makes other communities not take our community seriously. So all I did was speak on that. And the fact that I spoke on, like, look, I love you too much to not be honest with you because so many millions of people feel the way I feel, but they just intoxicated with the ignorance.
It's called a silent majority as well, too.
A silent majority, bro. And a brother like me that's just like, man, I'm here to serve God, man. Like at the end of the day, I got to read this before we get started. Matthew 10 and 37. If you love your father or...
Let me say this too, because I want to be clear to the universe when I'm speaking. Because this is where it gets slippery. When they put their message next to God, right? And I you know, God, I respect God, so let me say this. Whatever I'm saying ain't to denounce what the Bible say or what he is pertaining to God. I'm speaking about the message. I'm speaking about how we went about it and how we can learn from it and if we can get anything from it. And hopefully if I get something from it, I leave it on the ground for somebody to pick it up. That's the only reason I be doing this, bro. I got in this game for that. Can't you notice I came in this game doing a certain thing on a certain kind of vibration, brother? Respect me for who I am. Let me put my game down. Everybody know I'm hustling good. Let me hustle. I ain't even started to entertain yet. I've been teaching since the moment I got on the mic, and not teaching like I'm better than nobody, but just giving my experiences, explaining the things that I've been involved in. That's been my shit from day one. And I've been trying to get his game to the people, and it's been working. And so if you can't eat from this kitchen, I respect that. If you can't, if this ain't a place for you, I respect that. If you find solace somewhere else, I respect that. But let me continue to hustle. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention.
Mother, more than you love me, you are not worthy of being mine. Or if you love your son or daughter more than me, you are not worthy of being mine. Brother, with that being said, these attachments that artists have to the industry, to just doing what they said people want to hear, or to doing what their record labels are requiring them to do, that means that, and I'm not just talking about those artists now, I'm talking about artists in general, that means a lot of artists who are in very popular positions and rich positions, they just rich slaves.
I think it takes growth, you know, and everybody got their time where they reach a level of where D1 at, you know what I'm saying? Even me being an artist, you know, I tell people, you know, don't be influenced by what I do, be inspired to reach inside yourself to do what's inside of you, you know what I'm saying? And I think from some of the places where we grew up at, you know what I'm saying, we still have that mental picture of how we grew up, and we express ourselves and we paint these pictures, you know what I'm saying, not to necessarily glorify, because I think glorification comes in when you telling them this what you need to go do versus I'm just painting a picture. Because if you think about it, Denzel Washington, and I use this all the time, he played bad cop in Training Day, and I grow.
Shout out Turk.
So certain things.
Bro done hit me up. I might have to get him on.
And watch this, brother. We talking about public figures who are putting out public content. Public messages deserve public responses. So we almost getting to a point.
All right. So you're right about that, D1. Public messages deserves public responses. 100%. But not private conversations, in which you invited Meek Mill and Ross too. So the invitation to a private conversation about a public message says to me that an agenda lives somewhere in there.
Society where people saying, man, you can't even say somebody music whack no more. Like that's hating, that's wrong, da da da. All I'm doing is giving commentary on content, not on people's character as a person, on content that's coming out. I'm saying, I know you better than that. I know that y'all, cause y'all are amazing businessmen. And so many artists are amazing human beings off the mic, but when they get on the mic, your music reaches more people than giving away turkeys.
But don't you think sometimes it ain't what we saying, is how we saying it, you know? And not to make it about me, but I had a situation.
Let me run that back. See if I got anything from that.
We talking about public figures who are putting out public content. Public messages deserve public responses. So we almost getting to a point in society where people saying, man, you can't even say somebody music whack no more. Like that's hating, that's wrong, da da da. All I'm doing is giving commentary on content, not on people's character as a person, on content that's coming out. I'm saying, I know you better than that. I know that y'all, cause y'all are amazing businessmen. And so many artists are amazing human beings off the mic. But
okay, so what I'm getting from that is that he's critiquing content. And he's saying he's leaving character out of it. But I would say your critique on the content baseline is character, because you're saying, I know you better than that. So for you to know I'm better than that still speaks to my character. Because what if I'm giving all I got? What if I'm doing all I can? What if I left the trap to go do reform? What if you caught me in the reform? Because this is me trying to do everything I can. I don't even understand this shit over here. Nigga, I'm rich. Whenever I go down, I got billionaires on speed dial. I got my own paper. So I'm doing this for us now, but you want me to, listen, bro, you want me to abandon what I know. Let's be honest, the rap shit is making dudes money. Let's be 100% honest about that. Again, you got to teach people, or people got to get to a place, because some of these guys are past teaching. You know, once black dudes get a certain amount of money, they don't listen to niggas no more. About no motherfucking bright ideas that ain't attached to no business plan. Niggas having too many bright ideas with no business plan. So niggas ain't even listening to all that, which I think is a little bit of wrong into that because you can learn from anybody. But at the same time, you got to approach shit a certain way. And I believe this is still baseline character. Even though it is content, he's correct in saying that. D1 is 100% correct in saying, look, I'm talking about the content because he is. But you judging it on character saying dudes is better than that.
Music reaches more people than giving away turkeys.
But don't you think sometimes it ain't what we saying, is how we saying it? You know, and not to make it about me, but I had a situation with Rick Ross, you know, and when I went to Drink Champs, you know, I said some things, and the way how I said it, when I went back and replayed it, I was like, damn, if I was any one of those guys, I'd probably feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? So when Rick Ross did respond to me, I was trending. You feel me? Rick Ross being the businessman he is, it's an opportunity for him to jump out there. And he promoting his wings and everything else he got, but he disrespected my wife. I had to swallow that. I was getting phone calls like, bro, da-da-da-da-da. I like, nah, bro. I had to take accountability for how I delivered the message, even though I was trying to be correct at my speaking, but it came out the wrong way. And I think he took it the wrong way, and that's how he responded. Sometimes it ain't what we saying, it's how we say it. You know what I'm saying?
This the part I want to make clear to everybody. I don't mind if my spirit irritates someone else's demons. That don't make me feel like I did something wrong. That make me feel like I did what God has put us here to do. And
I like this brother D1, man.
Romans 12:2, it says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. I'm not trying to follow the rules of what people say. You got to tiptoe around this person's feelings. People will justify evil, and people's excuse for evil is called entertainment. That's their excuse for evil nowadays.
Not nowadays, it been that. But this young brother, I like this dude, but he started this off and say, yo, I'm not tripping if my spirit irritates your demons. And this is the problem we have when we raise our head up. You know, when we finally get foot up under us, when we finally get a backing and finally get into the word and life start to get a little good for us, we go to playing God. We go to playing God. How we gonna judge who got what? How we know whose spirit is what, who demon is what? I ain't calling nothing a spirit. I ain't calling that shit you doing a demon. I don't know what that is. But I ain't supposed to judge if we really living by the Bible. But this dude done got good. He done got planted. He done learned some things. And so he's able to speak from a place of information. I know some things. And he got that Bible on you. That's how he really whooping you. He whooping you with that Bible. Romans 6:6-2 says that, yeah, how you, what, nigga say what? You arguing with God. Say something. You arguing with God. Nigga, say anything. You arguing with God. Romans 8:2 says it, and thou showed it. Yeah, nigga, you arguing with God.
It's just entertainment, you know. Man, what I heard when I press play and what everybody else is hearing is you in first person glorifying the murder of people in your own community, selling dope to people in your own community. But we want to run behind, one, don't say nothing about that person's art in public. Don't say that out loud. You should have hit them up one-on-one. Or two, we want to say, man, that's just entertainment. That ain't real. I was telling Beehive before we started, there's a difference between glorification, narration, and education.
Correct.
When cats are glorifying something, that puts it on a pedestal to where it's like, this behavior right here, this ain't out of survival mode. This is me already being up. I'm already winning in life financially, but I'm still choosing to glorify.
And listen, I'm playing devil's advocate on this. Just because, you know, we're streaming, I need content. We've been on 2 hours, but let's talk about that. I believe we're talking about mindset when we're talking about the things people are talking about in their lyrics, in their raps, in their art. So when someone represents themselves in their art, I think that's dealing directly with mindset. I don't think finances or anything are involved in the decision-making process when the art is pertained. Right? And we know that a lot of people got a lot of money, but their mind still is in the same place. Their vibration is low. Their life experiences shape you. I don't want to get away from that. You know, life experiences make you who you are. And the kind of shit that happens to you in the ghetto, the kind of shit that happens to you when you come up less fortunate and you left out and you looked over and your mama was looked over and your granny was looked over and your father wasn't there and his father wasn't there and his granddaddy was there, but that was the last good man the family done saw. That put the kind of stain on your money don't get off for you. Can't nothing heal that kind of stain but time. I believe these gentlemen to be smart. Do I believe these gentlemen to be smart enough to put or to have traveled far enough down that road to put those things in the raps? I'm going to say no. What we must understand about rapping is that it take a lot of ingredients to make a 16. So I'm saying, nigga pulling from all kind of life experiences and shit that done happen and circumstances he been in and shit he done saw and things he done witnessed, shit he done heard. I ain't heard much about that shit. And the little I have heard, look what I done with it. I went and hit reform with it. That's why I applaud them dudes that be out there. The whole crew was out there celebrating and helping Michael Rubin and Jay and them, and just the industry is trying to figure something out over there. We all just left the trap. Nigga, we just left the club. So we gonna figure it out, and you gotta give us a chance. Now, the glorification, I agree with. Because my children gotta listen to it. Right? And so I live in a world where I do want rappers to be accountable for the things they put in raps, while I also be present as a father to tell them little boys that shit is cap. Right? And so we share that responsibility by what I let them indulge in, right? And also what they put in the art that they are indulging in, because we got to be careful how we treat rap, being that it has saved a lot of black men's lives. We need to really tread lightly and understand that this is a tool for black America, right? Because soon they may let us help, they may help us stomp it out. And by way of rap, we got a J, we got a QCP, we got a Can't Be Fucked With, we got a fucking No Limit, we got a Rap Snacks by way of rap. We got to be careful with how we dealing with rap, especially in public, since we love each other so much. Now, somebody I love, do I deal with them in public? Even if it deserve a public response, when I love you, I still might take it private. Because publicly, I can know the truth about you. But when I love you, I need to holler at you behind the scenes. I don't want to affect your mental. I don't know how fragile you are. I don't know what's going on. And if I love you, it's my job to consider you. Right? Pay attention.
And make this behavior seem admirable. Narration is when you're talking about what you seen as a youngin', you heard me? When you're talking about what you seen and you like, man, coming up in that Noya, you heard me? Like this what it was like. Coming up in the east side, you heard me? Coming up in the Goose, this what it was like in New Orleans, da-da-da-da. Education is when you saying, man, I might.
Nah, not this what it was like, my brother. Not was. This is why I keep telling him. He be thinking just because a nigga got some money that they escape something. You only escape if you leave the people that was there with you. That's what an escape is. But they ain't financially responsible enough to have saved everybody that was in the gutter with them. So they still attached to the gutter. They still attached to the streets. Get what I'm saying? So sometimes the rap nigga ain't talking about what it was like. Nigga, I'm telling you what it is like. Ain't nobody telling you what it was like. I'm giving you what it looked like. And sometimes niggas look at me because I wake up and put a chain on and get in a nice car. Look at that bitch ass nigga glorifying his life. That's why when I go around people, see, sometimes you will get a new job and you got to wait to share it with your right friend. You can't just tell everybody. You got one person you want to share it with. You got a couple of individuals, but that ain't information for everybody because everybody ain't happy for you.
I used to been doing this stuff, but I'm about to educate y'all to show y'all how I got up hundreds of millions of dollars now and how I really was able to, overcome all them odds that were stacked against me.
And I agree completely with everything you just said and how you broke all those down. We like I say, we illustrate, don't mean we demonstrate. You know what I'm saying? And when we rapping these things, we trying to relate to a certain audience. You know what I'm talking about? When we are spitting these rhymes, you have your audience, he have his audience, she have her audience. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have their own audience. And whatever they audience pays for, I believe that's what people as an artist deliver. I don't think some people are necessarily that person that they're giving to them people, because if they was, man, I did 8 years, 8 months, 16 days in the penitentiary for something that was real that I did. You know what I'm saying? Do you still think it's glorification to the point where they saying, come on, we about to ride tonight. After I finish in this studio, I'm about to go kill something. Is it the responsibility of the people that's...
Is it the glorification? This is where I think the D1's argument or conversation can take a little strengthening. Is that, if I understand them correctly, narration is okay. And if we accept my premise that I ain't telling you what it was like, homie, I'm telling you what it is like, then that means, nigga, I'm still narrating. Nah, cause when I say, and the ops, they spitting, nigga, that's what, nigga, they still spinning. I can guarantee you it's an op spinning somewhere on somebody in the ghetto, because the ghetto been infested with the mentality to take each other out over the smallest of things. We haven't taught each other conflict resolution. I had to catch myself even today when I get mad that violence is not a way to handle all things. That you gotta call, I had to call the police when the dude hit that house and get the insurance and all of that involved. Right? It was a company came through with a company truck. They hit the box that was out there. You got to get people involved. Where I come from, I got shackles on. And we've been taught to only hustle. We've been taught that, man, no matter what, nigga better have my hustle. He ain't no man. Because by way of hustle is how you take care of the children. It's how you take care of mother. Remember, the man, the black man in particular, been told and beat in his head that if he ain't a provider, he less than. And sometimes when he the provider, he still is less than. But at bare minimum, you better be a provider. This is at the bare minimum. You better find yourself as a man being a provider for a family, or somebody gonna be somewhere whispering, that nigga, that ain't nothing. You ain't see what name, and that nigga ain't something. They gonna be whispering about him. And so instead of this being glorification, I would ask D1 a simple question, and I'll get D1 on the show. I actually want to do a It's Up There podcast live with him. But this, in my opinion, isn't glorification in particular. There is glorification in rap, but these three gentlemen, I don't know if they're, see, and then we got to be particular with lyrics, because Ross has all kind of hustler music. Meek has hustler music. They all have hustler music. They all have that other side of the music as well. And again, I want to be clear, there's credence to the message. My job is to put it out there so we can strengthen these conversations. because it's clear holes in them. And this is me without notes. I never saw this, so we're on the fly just talking about it. And there's a lot of creators that do this. But I look at this like narration. And I'll leave it at that.
For I believe that's what people as an artist deliver. I don't think some people are necessarily that person that they're giving to them people, because if they was, man, I did 8 years, 8 months, 16 days in the penitentiary for something that was real that I did. You know what I'm saying? Do you still think it's glorification to the point where they saying, come on, we about to ride tonight. After I finish in this studio, I'm about to go kill something. Is it the responsibility of the people that's listening and the parents who are allowing their kids to listen to grown folks' music? Because it do say parental advisory. You know what I'm saying? The last time I checked. We all got to hold ourselves accountable. Not saying that it's right, not saying that it's wrong, but we got to give each other a time to grow. You know what I'm saying? D1, you're a phenomenal person and a rapper, you know, and I think you can be probably a little judgmental to a lot of people how you deliver it. You know what I'm saying? I can understand you because I have bulletproof emotions. You know what I'm saying? I'm a spiritual person, so I know you're coming from a spiritual place. But what about those people who are not there? Because it took me to grow here. You know what I'm saying? So just consideration in that, like because we all hold a responsibility. We all got to hold ourselves accountable for we say, including me. You know, mind it. And I better any different from what they are doing.
Y'all put some topics in the chat. What y'all want to talk about? We freestyling.
Hey, it's very important if there is continued ongoing dialogue to not turn it into just trying to make fun of people. Like, for example, the response that was given to me having that video was just a response that I chuckled at it. You know, I found it funny. You know, I sipped some apple juice and I got a good laugh out of it. I was like, I got 2 new nicknames. I got called Basket Head. You hear me? I got called.
I can't with you, D.
I can't go with the basket head because I got dreads. So Ross, you can't come on, man. Basket head ain't straight.
I called Lil Man, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, the Lil Man did it.
Lil Man was
6'2", but
yeah.
That Lil Man did it.
And my New Orleans accent.
But
you
he
heard me?
is a
I
big
heard
guy,
it.
so you know, Lil Man.
But I
guy,
serve a bigger God though. You know what I mean? So you know, it's like we both Lil Man compared to the God that created us both.
Yeah.
So if you had to say it any difference on how you delivered it on Sway, looking back at it now, would you change the way you delivered it? You stand on the way you delivered it and he got to deal with it. This is what I stand there when I stand on business.
I said the individuals' names. I said, I love you too much to not be honest with you. Then I said their names and I said, brother, I love you too much to not be honest with you. I reiterated that. Then the one individual who chose to let emotions and ego, I think, like dictate their response to me, that person, I didn't even go in detail about them. I went in detail talking about the brother Meek Mill, you know, and shout out to Meek Mill.
Shout out to Meek.
You know why?
Yeah.
Shout out to Meek Mill because Meek responded as well. Meek reposted the video clip where I was primarily talking about him, and I quote myself. All I said was, yo, if you to face a prison reform, I said, are you to face a prison reform or are you glorifying murder in your new song, you know, that you just dropped? I said, well, like, which one is it, brother? I said, because, like, I was proud of you, you know, coming out of jail and the stances that you have taken and the growth that you've showed in so many aspects of your life. And I got nephews who listen to you. I got youth that I work with all across this country who listens to you, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I said that Meek's response, I got to applaud him because he responded and he was honest, number one. Even if I disagreed with his stance, he was honest and he didn't reply with emotion or ego.
Yeah.
He replied and said, he said, nah, we do everything, LOL. basically saying I could be the face of prison reform and I could glorify murder in my music. He was like, I've been rapping this way since before I was the face of reform. He was like, y'all forgot that fast? So, and that's what that was. You know, in terms of you know, anyone else responding, I know me saying people's names, would I say it any differently? You know what's interesting is that the more important conversation is about the principle and not the person.
Mm-hmm.
The principle right here is that I'm drawing a line. This is good. I want people to hear this.
I'm with you.
Right now, for the first time in a long time, I'm drawing a line in the sand in the hip hop industry. And all I'm doing is simply drawing that line and saying, what side of the line are people on? If you stand for and want to represent righteousness, then you're on this side of the line. And if you want...
See, I don't agree with that. Sound like something I heard before. Right? When I go back in our history, how they were able to divide us and tell us, yo, you know, you're a little bit better than him, and that darker one with the big nose, you're a little bit better than he is. So you need to, you don't need to congregate with them because you a little bit closer to white. And not saying that this is that, but I'm saying it resembles that when you look at the situation and you say that I'm drawing a line and I'm cutting off one of the major resources that black people have as a whole. I've now, my mind has been captured to where I don't even see that as a tool of any kind. And so I say to myself, if this was about the mission, and this is just in my opinion, because again, I think D1 is a good brother. I think he stands for something. We vibrate high. My job is to put commentary next to the commentary that ain't for the culture or that is for the culture. That's my job. And so if you find yourself on my airplane, your exit is next. We'll get you landed here soon. But if it was really about the mission, somebody help me understand a few things. I forgot what I was finna say. And I do that sometimes. Let's go back.
Represent. This is good. I want people to hear this.
I'm with you.
Right now, for the first time in a long time, I'm drawing a line in the sand in the hip hop industry. And all I'm doing is simply drawing that line and saying, what side of the line are people on? If you stand for and want to represent righteousness, then you're on this side of the line. And if you want to represent evil and negativity, then you're on that side of the line. I'm still not judging you if you're on that side, but let's draw that line. Because you know what God hates more than people on either side of that line? God hates people who are lukewarm.
Yeah.
That's in the word.
And I believe that. But unfortunately, God, they done made a mess down here in the world. And I believe that God looks at things and he serves the hospital. I think he doesn't serve. This isn't a party. He comes and see the sick and the shut in, right? So I believe that the people that has that virus, because some of us lost because of the conditions we were placed in and some other things that go along with that. The music plays a part in that too. I don't want to digress from that or act like that isn't a major point. But at the end of the day, I say to myself, we've been placed in a situation where I think we can use rap more so as the vehicle for the message. And if it isn't personal, we don't call these guys by name. What would have hit different for me if this young man would have got up there and said, you know what? Rap culture, I love y'all. And I want y'all to pay attention. This is just me. This is my opinion. Little old me, they got deals and they done whatever I've done in podcasting and sat with whoever I sat with, and my Rolodex being what it is and my background being what it is, whatever that means to you, whether you know it or not, right? The audacity of me. But pay attention. D1 put himself in a situation. If it was me, I would have came out and said, rap, I love you. All of my rappers, hopefully you guys pay attention to this message. But I want to call out a few people. Rockstar Games, you can do better. Call of Duty, you can do better. Right? You could have got into the game and, you could have got into the game and got into the movies. You could have called out a bunch of those big conglomerates that's been doing it for years. And you could have called out the industry, some of the labels that's really benefiting from it. Some of the labels that has risen their consumption of money based on the new deals put in place and with the streaming companies and still hasn't kicked none of that money to the artists. So you can blame the labels. You could have made this a bigger thing and got Meek and them on the phone with you. Right? Because we saw Meek take a stance a few months ago. We saw Ross. These niggas will take a stance, but you shot them down. Jimmy, you shot them down. When you could have said something about Grand Theft Auto, what I'm sure your children is in. You could have said something about TikTok. I'm sure your children got that. Facebook. I'm sure your children is active on some of these social media sites if they're listening to rap. I'm sure they hit TikTok before they listen to a rapper. I'm sure that there's some things that they're watching on YouTube that you may not be familiar with, especially if they done went down that rap hole. It's some other things that bites and lives off of rap that we can address as well, like content creation of all forms. There's cleaning that needs to be done in every industry if we really want to save some people by way of entertainment. But boy, that's an industry that's going to be hard to get you a cleaner in. They'll shut your ass, they'll shut you out, boy. You got to be elusive. You got to have a certain level of craftsmanship, right? Like me, I'm on that line he talking about. And I'm bringing them together like this in the best that I can. Because I can't even play like I'm perfect. I can't play God like somebody. To me, I feel like people start to play God when they get into that Bible a lot. They go to playing God. They go to playing God and get offensive. You show up, you playing God, you judging, you playing God, you calling what I'm doing, see who then they playing God around here, boy.
And the whole industry is lukewarm at this point.
Yeah.
And that's the issue, is all I'm doing is drawing a line behind Turk. And because I'm drawing a line and being like, let's dissect what's actually being put out there right now and what we are consuming. I'm asking fans, pick what side of the line y'all are on too. And me drawing that line is making a lot of people uncomfortable because now they're like, man, this whole industry is lukewarm and we was very comfortable right there. And this is making people uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I think it's another part of this too. Hold on. Then we're gonna move on to I got something else I want to talk about.
What's he think he's gonna do?
You know, it's so many different things on the agenda. We're gonna go back to we ain't even hit the Joe Budden being attacked yet. Like, that's a whole different thing.
I think everybody have those moments, you know what I'm saying? Have you listened to any other lyrics from them that you could say, this is what we need more of, instead of saying, this is what I don't want to hear because
so many
this is
different things
glorifying
on the agenda
to the kids and you sending the wrong message.
Absolutely. Both of those brothers, first of all, I'm a hip hop fan, so both of those brothers have multiple songs in their musical catalog that it's like, oh, you putting people up on some real positive game right here. Like, this is dope. These were the singles that they chose or that their record labels chose that's gonna come out ahead of the album. When you put a single out, you know this from putting singles out, you pick that single because you like, I really want people to pay attention to this song. The album got 17 tracks, but the singles is what I want people to.
This is gonna sell for right now.
Or this is gonna sell. So which master are we serving?
I have us talking about it right
now. God said you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God and money. So if you're more concerned about what's gonna sell than how God is gonna view you putting that out and creating that type of energy in the world with your music, then that's problematic. And I feel like I had a right to say that publicly if Cass is putting his music out.
I don't believe, because they got secular music now and the music is changing. Even in my church, they the sound and the beat is different. and a lot of older people who are traditional, the preacher talk about them. See, y'all can't relate to this pop, hip hop type beat of the gospel being spread, but look at these kids, their lives are being changed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, bro, I just got to take, you feel me? And
I'm trying to hit D1.
Industry is
the show that I don't got no problem with you.
I just think I think the music industry is a unique place because once again, evil has a disguise and it's called entertainment. Because in the name of entertainment, and that's somebody's art, you're not supposed to criticize their art, or that person is already this successful, so you're not supposed to say nothing about that. What it allows is anything to be wide open. Like a lot of people talk about the state of female rap right now, and where it is in terms of different artists, different females, and what's being pushed and being glorified. And it's like if you say something against that, you considered a hater. Nowadays, man, that's mental manipulation, man. To be like, so you mean to tell me this could be done in front of millions of people out here in the public, but we gotta be quiet.
Now you have a right to speak and voice your opinion, but you know, opinion is the cheapest commodity in the world. That's why everybody got an opinion. You feel me? Just like they have an opinion to say is right, you have an opinion to say is wrong. You feel me? And that's why we gonna continue to have arguments at, you know what I'm saying, who's wrong, who right. You know what I'm talking about? How do we come to an agreement to say, you know what, we gonna both live here and we gonna figure it out some type of way, because it's not getting no better when we are both having differences and we're focusing on that. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like what'll be your way of
require education being public? Like, why do we need to have a one-on-one when the stuff that's being put into question is being promoted publicly? So
hold on, maybe I missed something, because if I'm not mistaken, he asked, hey, call me, let's go have lunch. What, am I missing something? Y'all let me know in the chat. Maybe I'm missing something that's based on D1's God. That might be true. That definitely might be true.
Music is being promoted publicly. The persona is being
That's
promoted
algorithm talk, young man.
With that being said, let's keep these conversations public. Like, that's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
That's perfectly fine. But not everybody wants that, because sometimes people feel like the more that this conversation stays public, the more that I'm gonna sound ridiculous.
Well, you know, after listening to both of you gentlemen snap, I had to come in with my 2 cents.
Please.
And both of you all are speaking from a free man perspective. As free men, but okay, all of that
situations, because your give it to you this particular.
I do think that it's a moment to be the people. This is about the principles right now. So I do think that it's a moment to be able to educate the masses, because now the masses are paying attention to, like, what's this all about? Like what's going on? This caught my attention, you know. Now what's this all about? And when they see, oh, this man D1 got a track record of 15 years of doing this same community work, from being a middle school teacher to now being a college professor to being a full-time hip-hop artist who done toured this country countless times, millions and millions of streams, just put his 10th album out called Uno, debuted number 4 in the world on the Apple Music, iTunes charts, 100% independent, and glorifying God and glorifying a message of be real, be righteous, be relevant in everything he do. When people see that, I feel like that holds a lot of weight, because now there's people who are like, whoa, it's possible. I didn't think it was possible, because we come from the trenches, and people that look like us, we think that it's only one route you could take to make it in the entertainment game and to be successful. And now that they're seeing this a man that's logical, this a man that is fact-based, that's biblically based, and that could spit. This would be different, Turk, if I couldn't rap too.
So do you want the glorification of the fans like Rick Ross and Meek Mills have for your talent and your skill, and you feel like you're not getting that, and that's the reason why you're doing it?
No, this is to educate fans so that the fans don't feel like we have to follow one type of leadership in this culture. And the leadership that we got to follow is certain rap stars, no names mentioned, certain rap stars who continue to glorify a lot of the things that are wrong with this world and glorify their material possessions, how much money they got, worldly wealth, all of this type of stuff. People who might have money in the bank, but morally they bankrupt. And I just want fans to see that we don't have to feel like, well, these are our heroes.
Exactly.
Well, I hear what you're saying with that as well, but then my question would be, when it comes to these artists, they got budgets behind them, okay? Outkast, greatest.
I think points been made on this, you guys. Let's see what else we got on the docket today. Y'all give me something. What we talking about? Cause I'm going back behind the paywall too. In a second. Let me see. Let me look in the chat, see if y'all put some shit in there. We can't get no strikes, so I can't really be playing certain things, you guys. I know you wrong. I miss your mama too. What y'all want me to talk about now? Y'all got to give me some topics. Y'all know I don't do this shit. I'm going to get off in a minute now. Y'all got to give me some motherfucking topics. Let's listen to Rory and Mal. And then we'll get some topics. I'll look at some other shit while we listen to that. Shout out to Rory and Mal too, man. They doing that. They just did Neil Brennan, which is a comic. When you're paying attention to what these guys are doing, they're trying to, break out of that hip hop shit, which I think they have the ability to do. So this is just an 11-minute thing.
They say seeing is believing, but with Stearns and Foster, that's only part
we can
of the
watch
story.
this.
We handcraft
And give some commentary on that, right? So what happened in this, ladies and gentlemen, is that Rory and Mal, with that podcast with Joe Budden, Rory and Mal said they were lied on. And again, when you talk about Joe Budden and Akademiks, it bring out some niggas come out the woodworks. You dig? Them niggas sit and talk about niggas 17 million hours out the year. Boy, you say something about Akademiks, but guess what? I don't give a fuck what them niggas talking about. We gonna talk about whatever we want to talk about. My deals don't consist or revolve around none of them niggas. And I'm competition to them niggas. I ain't no little nigga. I ain't nobody they gonna put under their wing. They know I'm a big voice in the culture. And it ain't no beef. I always want to be clear about that because beef look different for me. Even when Joe just got attacked, I got the phone call from a couple of girls. And man, I'm telling you, listen now. For all you Joe Budden fans, boy, the people who I have contact with, you'll be amused about. So I get a phone call that something happened because people know, I don't really hate this dude. I don't hate Akademiks. Like, them niggas is like, they ain't nothing to hate. They like some internet guys or some content guys. This is business. And so when I get the call, I said, what? I'm wondering what they did to the dude. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, slippers count. You know where we from. And then for this dude to be caught twice in a week, I said, he's slipping. You don't get twice. Nigga, my old lady might not see me twice in a week. How some random unknown niggas see you twice in a week? You moving shaky. You moving wacky. Niggas moving wacky out there. Right? But this Savon and Scream Man conversation, they spoke about the secret meeting. I told y'all that I believe that these two gentlemen were the gentlemen that were overworked and underpaid. I believe that they were the ones having the conversation about being overworked and underpaid. I believe that when Joe left, they found that to be the opportunity to take that to Joe. I mean, to take that to Rory and Mal. This is how I feel about it. And so taking that to Rory and Mal then allowed them to use that as we had a meeting and kind of. So what happens is, if you ever worked in corporate America and you see the big boss come in, everybody act a certain way, but the team lead, they'll tell the truth. They'll tell the truth. The team lead, man, they got us working on Saturdays, man. Don't nobody want to do that. We really wish we can put an extra hour on each day and still have our Saturdays off. They won't say that to the big guy, but they'll say that to the team lead. What they hoping is, and these are college guys, so they come running that kind of game. What they hoping is the team lead get that up to the supervisor, but they don't. Never. But in this circumstance, it actually did. They bring this to Parks. They probably been complaining to Parks a whole long time, and Parks just been kind of just hearing them out, letting them vent. See, white people let you do that. Black people gonna say, yo, brother, or they gonna tell, get this over with. Then they come at me every day about this shit. You see what I'm saying? But I believe that them niggas, what they did was they took it, told Parks this day Rory and Mal was end up there. Now, Rory and Mal response to what they said to Joe Budden about the secret meeting is this.
Man, I'm just, and you know, for good reason, I try to just stay to my circle and, you know, stay to just my people, because, you know, this whole content creation space, this podcasting space, and everyone is an entrepreneur, everyone has a brand, everyone has, you know, while all of those things are great, I just think that it causes people to do things that are just lack integrity and just lack morality and things like that. And I'm just somebody that can never trade that in for no content or no, you know, brand. I just can't do it. So it's disappointing to see people, you know, when they say things that they know isn't true, when they, you know, say things just for having something to say, having a story to push, wanting to get views and subscriptions and things like that, wanting to go viral. It's just disappointing, the things that people will say and do. And then I start to feel like, you know, the fucking Debbie Downer. But it's like, I think it's fly when you can have a viral moment, when you can do all of those things and still have your integrity and your morals intact. That to me is the fly shit. Like, don't go viral and don't try to create a moment and create content based off of bullshit and lies. Like, let it be integrity. Have a truthful, go viral for telling the truth.
So what lies did they put on you?
Yeah, I was gonna say what.
Well, all right. Well, let's start with. I was never upset.
I have
at
never
Savon
spoke
or-
to anybody. Not to cut you off. Maul, me.
Hey, yo, Mal upset. Mal is upset, bro. Y'all heard Mal? Mal said, he interrupted. He ready to get this off.
I have never spoken to anybody about feeling overworked and underpaid a day in my life. Not nobody on this planet have I ever had a conversation with, hey, I feel like I'm overworked and underpaid. I have never said that in my life. Y'all work with me. Y'all know me. I very, very rarely.
So in a weird way, right? Because again, I'm probably one of the only people that spoke to Rory and Mal and Ish, right? In a weird way, it still feels like they're all communicating to each other. It's fucked up that this is kind of the communication and then this is how we got to be. But it's like they're still, because now this is Mal really sitting back like, damn. They might have done all this shit about nothing because he done miscategorized what happened that night. And again, this is why you got to be careful who advice you take and who energy you take. And who picture you get caught in.
Express any grievances about shit. I'm always feel like, yo, if that's what y'all think, cool, let's go with it. So why would I go to somebody that essentially works for me and tell them I feel like I'm overpaid and overworked and underpaid? It just doesn't make sense, bro. And I get it. You trying to have a conversation. You trying to add to a conversation. You trying to have a moment with somebody that you probably deem as being, you know, this figure, this high figure. I don't know. I don't know what dudes be feeling like. But it's just like, just tell the truth, though. Like, let's be real. Like, don't just sit there and try to have these ha-ha moments and seem like you have this really dope relationship with somebody. And it's like at the expense of me.
I can come in if you'd like.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good.
Hey, yo.
Very disappointed because, you know, me, I fuck with everybody until they give me a reason not to fuck with them. That's just my motto. So I'm disappointed, but I understand at the same time. I get it. I understand. Everybody is trying to do their thing. Everybody trying to, you know, have allies and have relationships where they think they may be at. I get it. I understand everybody's not built like me. I understand everybody's not going to arrive to their goals and their destinations with their morals and their integrity and their book. Totally just throw shit on them that's not true. He's not going to reach out to me. I'm never going to see him. We don't. It's not like he's going to stop hanging out with me. We don't hang out now. So I think it'd be like that for a lot of people too. It's like I really just be in my own zone. Like,
so what really happened?
Well, I reached out to Savon. I have no issue at all with Savon doing a podcast or even talking about that situation, because to some degree, Savon was part of that and was there, as well as Scream Man. I'll even start with appreciating that Savon gave pushback to this whole secret meeting shit. But where I was disappointed, along with Maul, was in telling that story, which I expressed to Savon the day that came out. My only issue is that you completely lied. And so did Scream Man. Not at one point during that quote-unquote meeting did Maul or I say we were overworked and underpaid.
I've never said that in my life.
Y'all said.
I've never said that to anybody.
The guys talking to Joe in this conversation, along with Parks and Erickson, were the ones that said to Maul and I, we are overworked and underpaid. So why the fuck is this being put in some weird narrative now that was something Maul and I said?
I think
because that's how you use it to get to leverage. When you're scared of the boss, when you think the boss will chew you out or look at you like, are you serious? You don't get the fuck out of here, right? So you go to the guys who you think you got their ear. Because again, pay attention to this part of the story. If Joe Budden was treating Sylvester and Scream Man so good, Savon and Scream Man so good, then why were they searching for jobs while they working with him? They literally were searching for jobs while they were working at the Joe Budden podcast. Searching for jobs in content while they're working on the quote unquote one of the biggest platforms in the world. In the culture. So this tells you that they were unhappy somewhere. Even with the departure of Rory and Maul, because they still left. So when you pay attention to it, I truly believe that these two guys are coming to terms that, them niggas sparked a flame and framed it that way, and that's what literally broke this whole shit up. Along with Akademiks flaming the fire too now. So it was a lot going on, just a bunch of ball of mess and confusion.
From the situation that they're like, well, any other thing that we had, any qualms that we had, we can just pin it on them because they're you guys are now retroactively removed from the situation. So if I had some residual beef with Joe or anyone else, fuck it. Blame it on, it was Rory and Maul's idea.
Let's call it what it is, bro.
And then Scream Man lying, why is Maul coming to me to tell me this? That never happened once, ever. That's just a flat, and that was weird. To be honest, Scream Man, and I wouldn't say I know him.
Y'all keep calling him that.
That's my. That was my guy. I fucked with him as a person in the time that we spent. I've seen him around every now and then, text whatever. I've always fucked with Scream Man as a person.
Yeah.
This showed a whole new light to me with Scream Man.
I'm disappointed, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, you just flat out lied and said Maul came to you that he was overworked and underpaid. Why Maul telling me this?
And shout out to Scream Man. I guess they said his name's Alex. Shout out to them. the Needs to Knows podcast. You know, they do a good job. I think that Savon will grow into a good journalist. I think they have a good chemistry. And they've had great guests. I think they do a good job over there, right? I do think though, because I see somebody in here saying that when did they say that? What they was basically saying was that the workload was of question. And that's a different conversation than being overworked and underpaid. See, the underpaid part was what I think shattered the glass. The workload, I think, should have been in question. The Patreon deal was just obtained. And so there's another breakdown. And if you follow the timeline and you have any kind of ability to comprehend, then you know at that time they had already been to therapy. They'd already had conversations back and forth about how do we continue to keep this going. We don't want this to break up, and we want to save our relationship because at the end of the day, we're friends. But, man, we want to see that accounting. This is what Rory and Maul is saying. Yeah, we want to see what we making, though. Well, when you're getting $40K a month, well, man, come on, man. Like, what if we deserve $20K? What if we deserve $80K? But you know when someone audit, they think they deserve more. So they trying to see, yo, what are we making? And whoever is on Joe's side was probably saying that that's a mistake based on the contracts we have in place with those gentlemen. Then the question now becomes, have another lawyer look at it. Can we get out of those contracts? Can we find a way not to? And they found a way, smudge the numbers because they get profit off what comes in. And so if you heard Savon, he spoke about being at the Four Seasons doing a podcast. Why? And that's coming out of our budget and we can't get accounting. You talking about going to the Four Seasons and we ain't got our budget yet. We ain't got accounting yet. And they running through the budget. So I see the money. That's why I'm starting to try to add this shit up myself. What they coming about 6,000, that's 4,000. Okay. Look like in here we might have spent, you'll have to start counting it up by yourself because you in business according to Rory and Maul. You're in business with someone who isn't showing you the numbers. So Scream and them come and say, yo, why you telling me? Well, according to them, they didn't tell you. This is what they're saying, not Loon, because I don't know and don't care. And that's in all actuality, right? We've been on here for 2 hours. I got some shit I got to do. I appreciate y'all.